What is up, everybody? My name is Harry Rice. Welcome back to the channel. And today, yet another brand new video. Today, we've got our special guest from last week. Up in the left, we've got Rick. And in the top right, we've got Matt. Both from Talkin' Habs.
It doesn't say Rick.
Oh, sorry. We've got Raylan and Matt coming from Talkin' Habs. And today, we're following up from from I believe 2 weeks ago when we did our top 5 favorite movies of all time. We got enough pretty good feedback on that video. We figured, we'll keep this up. Today, we're going to be doing our top 5 favorite TV shows. We're going to do it in the same manner, I believe, as the previous video that we did. If you haven't seen that, go check that out after this one. How we're going to do it, I'm going to give my number 5. Rick gives his number 5. Matt gives his number 5. We keep going until we get all the way down to 1. And, we just basically just talk, have a little discussion. Firstly, how are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, thanks.
Yeah.
I was all, I don't know why I answered it like that, but
doing real well, man.
I felt I was late. You asked me, I answered right away, but in my mind, I had waited a few seconds. So it's gonna be one of those days.
I think that's an early dementia, Rick.
Yeah, early onset. Yeah.
Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing real well. How you guys doing?
Matt's
Yeah,
on delay
no.
over there. Just in case Matt's on a bit of a delay, we can't fix the delay.
Yeah, just a bit. I'm doing pretty good to answer Matt's question. I'm doing good especially because I'm recording with you guys. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now you make me feel special.
yeah, I got it. I'm one of the only people that can do that now.
Yes, you're right. Don't tell everybody. I don't know why you would want to do that.
Oh, sorry.
We lost.
All right, we did. We'll see. We'll see if he comes back.
He's gonna come back. He's doing a costume change. That's what it is.
Probably.
Costume change. Yeah. All right. So tell everybody what we're doing. We're doing not the top 5 TV shows of all time, although that might be a future episode. But it's our top 5 TV shows. So some of them might not be in a lot of people's top 5, but for us, they meant something to us. Whatever it was, but it's in our top 5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then
I had to make a
just our
quick
opinion.
change.
I told you. I told you. That was not
You
set
did.
up. I promise you.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, that was
that.
It's kind of like Superman. You know what Clark Kent and the glasses?
He
I
takes them
hardly
off.
recognized you. I hardly recognized you.
We've now got an Italian mobster replacing Matt in the top right.
Not Italian. He looks more like from Europe somewhere. Not Italy, though.
Almost like
Right?
an Irish gangster.
It could be. Are you from Peaky Blinders? That's it. Right?
Oh shit, that's good.
Yeah, Peaky Blinders.
That was good.
I guessed it.
I like that.
Awesome. Hey, let's not waste everybody's time. Let's get in there right away.
Yeah, all right, real quick. This is just our opinions. If you don't like them, express in the comments, not in the description. You guys don't have access to the description, but express yourselves in the comments. What are you guys' top 5 favorite TV shows?
And give a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget.
Absolutely.
And
Give
subscribe.
a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe because we're going to be doing this a lot more often, especially over the summer.
Yes.
My number 5 is a show that I think a lot of people, especially around my age, have a lot of nostalgia for. I go back and watch this show fairly often when I want to feel young again, because I'm definitely not
He's 21.
Young, 21.
He needs 21. He needs to feel young again. Look at me.
No, but it's a show that I think people around my age are definitely gonna look at that and say, yes, that's probably top 5, not top 10, not top 5. I own the first 100 episodes of this in a single box set, and that is SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, SpongeBob is in my top 5 favorite shows.
No, I love it.
You
I love that. That's awesome. You know,
I
what?
thought this show. I thought we were gonna be a little serious here, dude.
No, listen. I've seen more SpongeBob SquarePants than you would think. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've seen every episode that's ever come out.
Yeah, my kids love that show. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I saw the movies. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Oh yeah. SpongeBob. So for the 5 people who might be watching this who have no clue what SpongeBob is, just go watch they're 12-minute episodes. Just go watch them. But yeah, SpongeBob's a 40-year-old dude who, and yes, that is canon, by the way.
He's 40 years old?
Judging off of the SpongeBob movie, yes, he is 40 because he won the Employee of the Month award for 300 consecutive months, which would mean if he started working at 14, he's 40 years old.
Oh wow,
So
I didn't even know that. I learned something new about SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob is canonically either 30 or 40 because
Friggin'
the first
old
movie
Bob.
is at the end of the timeline, and you can see I take my SpongeBob lore very seriously.
I see that.
It's about a sponge named SpongeBob, obviously. Works at the Krusty Krab. He's got a cheap boss named Mr. Krabs. His best friend is kind of stupid. I don't play him. Don't worry. But
Hey, SpongeBob.
His best friend's name is Patrick. He knows a scientist named Sandy.
No,
It's just wonderful.
Is this the Krusty
It's
Krab?
wonderfully.
No, this is Patrick.
Oh yeah, I'm not a Krusty Krab.
Rick. If we wanted to talk about the SpongeBob movie a little bit, I think Rick could do a really, really good King Neptune.
King Neptune.
Yeah, he could. Yeah,
I don't remember.
Jeffrey Tambor.
Oh,
He's played by
Jeffrey Tambor.
Yeah, he's played by Jeffrey Tambor. He's the
funny
Mindy.
thing about that.
No, I just meant because you're bald.
The funny thing about that, I was just making a joke and telling somebody that
Rick takes his hat off.
I'm going to transition into a woman, and I said like him on what was the name of the show? Parenthood. What was the name of that show? Anyway,
Rick, you're gonna transition into a woman.
And so it's funny. That was like 2 days ago, and then you bring up Jeffrey Tambor. That's funny.
Is he on that show?
Yeah, he's the guy. The main guy.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've never heard of that show before.
I'll be right back. I'm here.
All right. And I do want to say as well, real quick, for those of you who are thinking, Harry, you're putting all the SpongeBob? No, pre-movie SpongeBob. I'm gonna say pre-movie SpongeBob and season 4. That's what I'm putting on the list. 5 onwards, it's not that good. But season 1 through 4, fantastic, wonderfully stupid. I love going back watching some of the old 1 through 3 episodes. I haven't watched season 4. I gotta say, I haven't watched season 4 in a long time. I used to own it. I don't know what happened to it. But yeah, I love SpongeBob. It's just so wonderfully goofy and stupid and funny.
I know what happened to it. You put the CD.
By the way, the fool that went and ripped his pants.
And then before returning it to the store, I think that's what happened.
I mean, there is a SpongeBob porn parody. I will say that. I know there is.
You know something that you forgot to say.
And that's our show.
A 40-year-old sponge who wears square pants. You forgot about that.
Oh, that is true. He does wear square pants. That is
the name.
Yeah, which weirdly, the square pants are not as much of a
plot point in the episode as you would think.
No, okay, and also very, very interestingly, people who do this like I do, they freaking love that. At my not my age, but a little younger, but they still like. That's an adult show that was also made for kids.
There is a lot of adult jokes in this. I will say that if you're someone who does the stuff like Rick, he smokes the stuff and things, or you're a kid, you're gonna love this show. Matt, we haven't heard a lot from. I know you love SpongeBob. I want to ask, what's your favorite episode? Because I know you're probably thinking one.
God.
Mine was the one where they had.
I don't know. I tried to choose. A lot of the songs in that show are friggin' hilarious too. Like just hilarious.
You do the loop de loop and pull, and shoes are looking good.
And then your shoes are looking good.
This show's not probably where I thought it would. The show definitely not going where I thought it would.
Probably the Sponge Bowl episode or whatever the hell one that was.
Yeah, Band Geeks. Yeah,
the band one. Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Yeah. That's probably my favorite too. I know a lot of people pick Band Geeks. I honestly, I've been wanting to go through and rewatch the entire first 4 seasons, just to find rank them all. But that takes up a little bit too much time than I have right now.
That one you got to do without us.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I would. I would do that. I would do that by myself.
Not answering my phone when you call me about that one.
The Krusty Krab Pizza episode's hilarious.
Hey, Rick, I got a new ranking
it's not
video idea.
Folder. It's a rock.
Move on.
All right, man. So the SpongeBob in at number 5. I think everybody can kind of understand why I love this show. I
do understand why you love that show, unfortunately. But it amazes me how many, young men, I was younger than me, but really love that show still, like when they're 30, 40 years old. And yeah.
Oh yeah, like for
But
me,
there's just so many funny things. Like I basically literally grew up with it. There's so many funny friggin' things that you can reference from. Like it's like even just now, like Harry and I have been going back. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Two of my kids grew up with it.
It's not just a boulder; it's a rock.
I do want to say before Rick gives his number 5, the day I stop liking SpongeBob is the day I officially am old. I want to say that is my like comfort.
You know
I'm
what?
still
Though?
young.
You're probably always gonna like it.
Yeah, exactly. Like
no, even when you are old, you're probably still gonna like it because it was in your formative years. So
yeah. Well, I should say the day I stopped liking is the day I'm officially old at heart. I should say until I like that show, I will still continue to be a young fellow.
No, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Yeah. All right, what's my first one? And I'm gonna just say, hey, here's my 5th overall. Okay, so that's
Happy Days.
Happy
Days.
I love it. Happy Days. Great show. Loved it as a kid. I've seen every episode. So it's a sitcom from 1974 to 84. I'm gonna get very technical from it. Created by Gary Marshall, stars Ron Howard, Henry Winkler, and others, but they were the 2 main stars. My favorite episode, since we talked about, there you go. Nice.
This is never actually just came out. Really, really good. I can't wait to get into this.
Last fall came out.
I can't wait to get into it. I pre-ordered it. I can't wait to get into this.
Yeah, I follow him on Twitter. He seems like a nice guy. So my favorite episode of Happy Days, season 5,
very nice guy.
22, called My Favorite Orkin. You guys know what that would be? So that was Robin Williams' first television.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Mork. The introduction of Mork.
Mork from Mork, which Mork from Mork almost made my second honorary mention, but it didn't. I changed it. So that's my favorite. You knew right away this kid was going to be good, Robin Williams, whatever. So I saw that first run. Nobody had ever heard of it before. I got to see that on TV. That was cool. Favorite characters? Oh, wait, spinoffs. There were 2 spinoffs from that. One was good and one was stupid, starring a guy right now that's really stupid. But Laverne and Shirley was a great show. Stupid, but it was still good quality stuff. And then Joni Loves Chachi.
Mork and Mindy was great.
But it wasn't. I don't know. Can you call? Maybe that was a spinoff. I'm not sure.
I think you can consider it if it's off characters.
Mork and Mindy was a
show. I think you can.
Yes.
Robin Williams and Mork that was his first time. Like
that's
he'd been on screen because he was blowing up at the Comedy Store.
So Mork and Mindy definitely. Then
he went on and just he exploded into a star. Superstar.
Yeah. Now the Mork and Mindy.
That's why Mork and Mindy came about.
Mork and Mindy. The only reason to watch Mork and Mindy was Robin Williams because it was a dumb show. But he was still funny, and I loved it because of Robin Williams. Robin Williams is my favorite all-time comic, and I loved him ever since I saw him on Happy Days. So, I was...
just the energy.
12,
it's
13,
just
14.
insane.
What's that? I overran you.
Well, no, I was just saying, just the energy he brought to whether he was doing stand-up or on screen, he was just crazy, and he was like that.
Yeah, crazy. Robin Williams. If you don't know Robin Williams, and I don't know how you don't, check him out. Check out his stand-up. All right. What is this about? First of all, my favorite character, the Fonz, of course, and Richie Cunningham. Even though he's a bit nerdy and all that.
Fonz is wrong.
Yeah. No, you got... Not correct.
The Fonz was not right.
So this was styled after the movie American Graffiti, if you didn't know that, which also starred Ron Howard. And I had seen that in the theater in 73, I think. Happy Days came out in 74. I saw the pilot episode, first ever episode on TV. I also never heard of it before that. Storyline, nerdy kid Richie and his buddies Potsy Weber and Ralph Malph befriend cool, tough guy, Arthur Fonzarelli. So it's a look at the 50s youth and high school years, and then they go on. So it's on 10 years. nerdy kids trying to get through life, basically. Season 1, Richie and Joni, this is very interesting, have a brother named Chuck. Okay, so he appears in, I don't know how many episodes in season 1. You never see or hear from him. They never mention him again. Chuck just disappeared. I think the theory is he was kidnapped by aliens, and we're embarrassed about it. Listen, Happy Days was just a great show. And then the term jumping the shark, which is basically when a TV series does something just stupid to get ratings. That comes from Happy Days.
And it can't recover as a result.
Yeah, they were on a vacation. They were on vacation somewhere, Hawaii or something like that. And Fonz jumped over sharks to win the heart of, I don't know what he was doing, something heroic for a good cause.
I think some people dared him to or something.
Yeah, and it was basically done for ratings. That's why they did the season the way they did it and all that and whatever. Anyways, that's Happy Days for me. Great show.
I love I don't know the name of the episode, but there's one where like they're trying to enter like a dance competition, and at the end they decide not to do it, and Fonzie's like, "What the hell? I've been practicing for a month. My feet hurt. The Fonz wants to dance."
And Fonz what? He gets what he wants. I love that. Wouldn't it be great if you could you got 2 girls on your arm?
Oh, I love the thing too. Whenever he hits the jukebox and it plays Hound Dog.
Not like that. You gotta hit it. He sort of rubs it and then
goes,
yeah.
You ain't nothing. And he just goes.
Great show. Great show. And you know who was in the first few seasons that because they always hung out at this the diner there, and the waitresses were on roller skates. So Pat Morita, so Karate Kid, white on, white off. So he was Arnold. The so the first like 2 seasons or something like that, 3 something like that. Anyway, that's Happy Days for me.
Such a good show. So I'm gonna go a little more on the serious route, more in the drama, and like Rick said, based on my hat, I made the quick change because I remembered I had this. My number 5 is Peaky Blinders.
Great show.
First off, I absolutely love Cillian Murphy or Cillian Murphy, however you pronounce it.
It's Killian. It's Killian.
Killian.
Yeah.
That's how I pronounce it. I know, but anyway,
it's Gaelic.
He's one of my favorite actors.
It's Gaelic.
Yeah. He's Irish.
Is it Irish?
He's Irish.
Yeah, so it's Gaelic, right?
I think it's Irish Gaelic.
Yeah, that's those names, do you look at them and go, what? And then they pronounce them and go, that's not what's here.
No, yeah.
Okay,
no, 1,000%. No, you're good. But no, like
great show.
He's one of my absolute favorite actors. Like I think he's one of those actors where I think pretty much any role he takes, absolutely nails it.
Yeah.
And I just again, and we'll get into this later down my list, but I've always loved watching like documentaries and like TV shows about, kind of the mob, organized crime, that sort of thing, whether it be in England, or in, the mob, the Italian, the La Cosa Nostra, stuff like that. And so I thought this was just a really cool look at England back in like the Prohibition era.
1919. I think it starts
U.S. Prohibition. But it was like the 1920s.
Just after the First World War.
Yeah. Just after World War I.
Just one thing I want to say about Cillian Murphy.
Just that time frame when you kind
of the most intense eyes. And like green, like he's the color, like maybe blue, but intense. Like that's one thing you notice about him. It kind of brings you into whatever he's playing. Like you're drawn into the guy. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Yeah, and speaking on that for a second too, like when I and later on maybe we'll do listings where we list off actors, but like I absolutely think that like one of the most important assets an actor has when they're playing any part is the way they can use their eyes. Because I think that conveys so much, especially if like a character's kind of making an internal change. You'll see it in the eyes. And I agree. I think Cillian Murphy's one of the best at that. But I love how it just kind of gave a look at organized crime in England during that time where, I think a lot of people know kind of what was going on here with the Italian-American mob, the Cosa Nostra. Because there's been a bazillion TV shows, movies about it. But I love looking into kind of what was going on in England
In a way, it's
kind of the similarities, the differences.
It's kind of like The Godfather, came from nothing.
Yeah.
Kind of like
that, a little
right?
bit. Yeah, and it's actually is based on a real gang called the Peaky Blinders.
Yes, loosely based, but yes, it is
loosely based. There are historical characters though in the show. Like there are actual characters that are based on real gangsters from then. And I just thought it was a really cool look. Just at that time, the acting I thought was great. The violence was insane. And when you kind of figure out what a Peaky Blinder is, where it's this, but they sew the blade in this, so they just go, and then you're blind. But but I loved it.
So razor blade.
It was very well acted. It's just that's why they call it a Peaky Blinder for the brim and. But I mean overall, that was very well acted. I love the stories, and like I said, I love kind of shows like that where
period pieces like that.
Again, it kind of gives you a kind of a look into that period, and then just also kind of that dynamic, right? The kind of how gangs interacted and stuff like that. I've always found it fascinating.
It was
really really interesting, really well acted show.
Yeah, gritty, well written, and the way, like you said, it intermixed some like real things and real characters, and like Winston Churchill is in there a little bit in a couple of seasons. They deal with Winston Churchill.
Yeah, and then I also really liked. There's I forget the character's name, but he had PTSD from World War I, and it kind of showed how that affected him.
Oh God, that was
stuff like. Yeah, do you?
But
again, they did a good job of showing like how World War I affected those veterans, and how in turn when stuff like that happened, what Tommy had to do, because Tommy had to save his life a few times because he went off the people.
Because he had,
just a very, very well written, very
spoiler alert, but I mean, Tommy had PTSD as well, obviously.
Oh yeah.
So Tommy did as well. I won't give anything else away, but no, great period piece, gritty, realistic. The cinematography even I thought is really well done. It gives you that dark,
and I thought even though it was over the top at points too,
but it's got such a dark feel.
Yeah, and I thought even though the violence I thought too was really over the top at points, it really showed you what it was like then, like how violent it could get, back then versus kind of what of like, again, like watching shows and pieces about the Italian mob. The English mob, I think, was a lot more violent at times, especially during that. Like a lot of the showdowns they had, a lot of the brawls, like it was crazy.
Yeah, it's good and well filmed and all that. Interesting story if you like the show Animal Kingdom. So the star that plays Jay, he comes from, the first time I ever saw him was Peaky Blinders. He is the sister son, and he Michael, and he comes to join that. He's on Animal Kingdom. That's a good show too, Animal Kingdom. Anyways, that's a little fact. Back to Harry down there, actually.
All right. My number 4. We're taking things back to the comedic route. Clearly, my movies I like more serious. My shows I like more comedic for some reason. I don't know why, but my number 4 is a show that many people might have as their number 1. It's one that I'm putting at number 4, obviously. If you can count, you can tell this is number 4. It's a show that dominated the ratings. It's still talked about today. I own all but one of the seasons on DVD, but I'm only holding up one. I doubt you guys want me to try and juggle 8 DVD sets at once. We're talking Seinfeld. Seinfeld in at number 4. Just a fantastic, hilarious show created by Larry David, who also created Curb Your Enthusiasm, which weirdly enough I've not watched nearly enough of. Box set's really heavy. It stars. Thank you guys for not laughing. No, it's actually technically created by Larry David. I should get that. It's technically created by Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld, who also plays the main character. Obviously, it's also got Julia Louise-Dreyfus as Elaine. Michael Richards as amazing Cosmo Kramer, and Jason Alexander as why?
I love
How am I
Jason
blanking? George
Alexander.
Costanza.
He's so funny.
Who, by the way, George Costanza character based on Larry David.
Based on
I don't know
Larry
if you're
David.
gonna get to that or not.
Yeah. I was gonna get to that. Don't worry. Thank you though. No, don't worry. Thank you. And yeah, funny. There's I gotta mention this real quick. There's a really funny Curb Your Enthusiasm segment where they're working on a Seinfeld reunion, and George is playing, or Jason Alexander's playing George, and Larry David asks to do it, and he does such a horrible version of it because that's the character, that's what the character is meant to be in that show. But it's hilarious because, like Rick said, George Costanza is based off of Larry David, so Larry David doing a horrible George Costanza based off Larry David. It's hilarious. I love it. But yeah, Seinfeld, basic plot of the show, it's a show about how a comedian finds their material. The show usually opens and closes with Jerry Seinfeld doing some stand-up. At the end, it's usually related to what they go through in the episode. One thing I love as well is that they always find a way to tie every single storyline into each other at the end. Usually they'll do that. Yeah, so usually it's Jerry and George. Kramer will be doing his own thing, and Elaine will be doing her own thing. Somehow they always end up coming all intertwined at the end, and it's hilarious. Yeah, it's a show that's not. Some people say it's a show about nothing.
It is. No, but that's what they say, right? It's a show about.
Yeah, that's what they say. It was the marketing, but like I said, it's basically that was the original concept that Larry David came up with. Was that it was a show about how a comedian gets the material, and they just kind of used that show about nothing to get the.
Oh, okay, I never heard that.
To hook it in. Yeah,
but it is kind of true when you think of how the storylines start. It starts usually based off nothing.
Yeah, it's really.
Gets blown up into, you know,
it's usually just, oh, Jerry's got a new girlfriend, and then somehow they're kidnapping her dog. It's something like that.
Yeah, it's like
I just said the plot of Screwed with Norm Macdonald. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. But yeah, it is a funny movie. Danny DeVito's great in this, by the way. Not a great director, but a great actor. But yeah, Seinfeld, show about how a comedian gets his material. I feel like my favorite episode, which is weird because I've not seen all of it. I've seen a good majority of Seinfeld, but there's still some episodes I haven't seen of it, which some people might say, hey, that disqualifies it from your list. Go make your own list. But my favorite episode has to be the which I think is actually on this season because it's listed as a special feature for one of the documentaries or whatever. The Master of My Domain episode. That one just leaves me in stitches every time I see it. I've seen it a couple times. Every No Nut November, we have a little meme in the Discord where we post that GIF every day, and it's just the GIF of Cosmo Kramer puts the money on the the I'm out. And just,
like 10 minutes in. Was it like birthday or like right away?
It's like they make the bet and then within the episode 10 minutes later, or in the real life technically.
Yeah,
but like 2 minutes in 22-minute showtime. They see someone across the street who's like changing. Kramer leaves. 20 seconds later, comes back. Money on the table. I'm out.
Yeah.
Love this episode. Love that episode. Most of it is hilarious. Of course, the series finale kind of blows. I feel like everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not the only show we're going to discuss today where that's the case.
Yeah. It could be.
We could have a debate on one.
I got one.
One's gonna definitely be there.
I got one that's my honorable mentions.
I've got one where it's heavily debated, and I think we're gonna have a fun discussion. Or at least me and Matt will. Okay. I know Rick hasn't seen the show in case, unfortunately.
Okay, no worries.
But maybe we've talked about that show before. I'm pretty sure. Okay. But yeah, Seinfeld. Despite the fact that the series finale kind of sucks. From what I've seen, the rest of it, hilarious. Even if there's an episode that's not so good, it's still got a handful of really funny jokes. Honorable mention as my second favorite episode has to go to The Old Man, the one where Tobin Bell, famous for playing Jigsaw, is the owner of a record shop, and Kramer and Newman are trying to sell records to him. It's a hilarious episode. I don't want to spoil anything else that goes on because I think it's better left not being said. But yeah.
The soup
love
Nazi.
Tobin Bell.
The soup
Yeah,
Nazi.
the soup Nazi, of course.
I use that a lot. And me and Lou for you a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, Seinfeld coming to my number 4. It's just a hilarious show. You haven't watched it yet? Go check it out. I think it's still on Netflix.
You think you also have to talk about Festivus.
Yeah,
I mean, I know people that still celebrate Festivus around the holidays.
I'm a minor Festivus celebrator.
Festivus,
I gotta get a Festivus pole still.
I mean, I have friends that have own a Festivus pole. That thing comes out before the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
No, I need to buy a Festivus pole. Absolutely. I know those things are like $100, $200, but one of these years I got a Festivus pole. I've been celebrating for like 4 years now since I first saw that episode. Yeah, of course, the Seinfeld, just a great show. You guys want to keep talking about it? We can. I'm putting the DVD down because my arm's getting a bit sore. I was playing hockey yesterday.
Legit entry, that one. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, mine. I don't know. This could be on Matt's list, and he might be surprised that it is on my list, and it is Suits.
All right, so Rick, you want to do our both of? It's my number 4 too.
All right, so we're going to talk about it. I'll go.
Let's go.
I've got some like the technical stuff about it. The only thing I don't like about the show, but she's not, and it's not enough to really throw me off, is Meghan Markle's. The reason I didn't watch it for so long, and then I finally did, and I'm watching it currently for the 4th time through. So yeah. All right, Suits. I wrote here, was watching it on Netflix last night as I wrote this. Was season 5, episode 5, season 9. I was at 3rd time through, so not 4th. Listed as a comedy drama. I think there's comedy there, right? Louis Lip is.
No, there is. It's and they do a kind of a good job of balancing that out.
Yeah,
that's why I really like the show. I think it's very well acted too.
Yeah, no, the acting
the 2
is really
leads
good.
there, fantastic.
Yeah. Now, creator Aaron Korsh, in case you know, stars Gabriel Macht as Harvey Specter, Patrick J. Adams as Mike Ross. You got Meghan Markle, and other actors and actors I never heard of before. Although the leads I never heard of before. There is swearing, no nudity. My favorite character, Matt, you go right after me on this one. I got 2 that I think are my favorite characters. You might be surprised. Louis Litt, who is a piece of shit at the beginning, but at the end, you can't help but think that he's your favorite character.
Absolutely.
And I got this here for that. You've been lit up.
I love that actor too. I think he's a very underrated actor.
I'd never seen him before, to be honest. So but yeah, he's my favorite on the show. The other one is it's his secretary, Gretchen. The black woman, the big black woman, the older one. I just like her. There's something about her. I just like her. She seems like really nice. She's always looking out for him. Whatever Donna is, she's the same for him. What else do I got? What else you got on it? I got the storyline. This is the official storyline from IMDb. While running from a drug deal gone bad, brilliant young college dropout Mike Ross slips into a job interview with Harvey Specter, and he does it literally just gets in there. I don't know if I want to read all this though. I don't think we need all that. Anyway, so Mike Ross, the main character, whatever he reads, he never forgets, and he has instant recall.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets the job because he had read the whole law book. And just said, I told Harvey, just pick a page and start reading, whatever. And then he read the whole thing and it's like, how could you do that? Anyways, so it's mostly about these 2 guys and the stuff they do. The only problem is it seems like every season it's kind of the same storyline. They're threatened with losing their, with getting to the bar and like that. That's something. And then by season 7, which was the last for Meghan Markle and Mike Ross. What's her name? Rachel. You get a little tired of everything with Mike Ross and hearing Mike Ross's name. That was the thing. So my 2 favorite seasons, 8 and 9, when they're not there.
Huh. Yeah, but Mike comes back at the end.
A little bit. Yeah. Well, she wouldn't come back because when she married to William by that time or whatever, and they don't like her. Yeah. They clearly don't like her to this day. So,
and for me, I mean, I love Donna. Donna, I just think it's hilarious. I love her personality. Whenever she has an interaction with Mike and Harvey, it's so funny. I just find it hilarious.
Yeah, and the lawyers that they brought in, like Alex and what's her name again now? On the show. Anyways, Catherine Heigl's character.
Yeah, I forget her name, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember her name now. I'm just watching it last night.
I know the act. What up? Yeah, I know the act. I can't remember.
Yeah. And Wendell Pierce. Wendell Pierce.
Yes.
Is really good. I like Wendell Pierce as an actor, almost like Jack Ryan. He's really good in that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, but I mean, it's. I just started watching it, I think over the winter, last fall, first time I think, and already it's on this list. It could be a little bit of recency bias, but it's a great show.
It really is very, very well acted, and like you said, each season the storyline does get repetitive, but I also just do like kind of the tension too, like at the beginning when like people at the firm start finding out Mike's actually not a licensed lawyer, so like it's they could be in like deep shit if like
that's what it was always about.
Or anything found out, but
the beginning was always they're gonna find out. It was about his secret, always about his secret.
But I love that tension. It just all the actors played it really, really well.
Yeah, no, it was done a little predictable though, like you could a little bit predictable, but like you said, you like the cast, the writing is good enough, and all that. It's all good enough that it goes together well.
And I think it's an interesting topic. Like I think a lot of people do kind of like learning about the law in a way. Like
I think most people like it. Really interesting. They spend a lot of money, they make a lot of money, and I think that's what most people like about it, right?
Well, no, that is true, but no, like for me, like it's just like I love learning about the law and stuff like that. So again, just a really interesting.
Take that with a grain of salt because you don't know how accurate.
Right, no, exactly, but I think they do. What they do very well though too, I think, is all the courtroom scenes. Like during trial and stuff, I think those are shot actually pretty accurate.
I don't know. You have to. There's got to be some dramatization for it.
So. Well, absolutely, it's a TV show, but I think for the most part, they're shot pretty well.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. It's something that you can really binge. That's a great show to binge watch, which I did. I do it all. Like that's what I do. It's a great show for that, and like it's really good. That's all I got.
Absolutely.
I guess I lead right back to Harry. That was quick. Back to Harry already.
Yeah. Oh,
that's funny though. It is funny. We had but we had it at the same
spot.
And
at number 4, yeah.
That's funny. I like that.
And I remember when we first discussed this idea, we kind of said you and I might have a crossover. I wasn't thinking this. I was thinking something else.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I look forward to seeing if there's another one then. All right.
I don't think so.
My number 3, we're going serious. A little bit of comedy. There's a heavy comedy actor in this one, or at least formerly known for comedy, I should say. He's very much turned his reputation around because of the show. I like I'm giving these little hints, by the way, before I give the show. You guys can almost like, where's he going?
Yeah. Where are you going with that?
It's an all-star cast. I will say this now. I'm going to say the cast obviously in a minute, but it's an all-star cast. It's a tie because there's a prequel series that came out after this wrapped up. But my number 3, and I'm going to go 1 and then 2 for this one, so I'm going to talk about them one at a time. We've got Breaking Bad. I'm holding up the first season. There's, I believe, 6, technically 5, because I think they split into 5, part 1 and part 2, but there's
I think that's what happened. I think that is what happened. So I think of it as 5.
For me, all right, so 5. All right, so 5 seasons. There's 5 seasons of the show then. Yeah, this is a great show created by, I believe, Vince Gilligan.
Vince Gilligan and someone else. Vince Gilligan
and I'm gonna try and find that really quickly if I can. It was just Vince Gilligan.
Really?
Yeah, just Vince Gilligan.
Awesome.
Yeah, fantastic series. Basically, it's about a man named Walter White, played phenomenally by Bryan Cranston. I cannot imagine anybody else.
I agree with you. Like before this, it was really just kind of Malcolm in the
Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah. Yeah, which is funny.
When I watched the reason he got show, I was like, "Holy shit.
Yeah, I was thinking,
There's
what?
way
Malcolm's
more
dad? Malcolm's
Yeah.
dad?
Yeah, like I'm sure most people were like that. Like,
Like away with how good he played that character and how how well you see that change throughout the series of going from I don't really want to do this and it to like fully fledged
like hardcore drug badass.
bust.
You're like insane. Spoiler,
good.
I guess technically. Spoiler, sorry, but who hasn't seen this show yet? But
Pretty
it stars,
much, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
It stars. It stars Bryan Cranston again. Phenomenal actor. So glad that he really got a career resurgence because of this. Because I don't think if he took this role, he would be acting as much as he is now. Unfortunately,
I don't know.
I feel like he would have gotten typecast into comedy and would have gone into drama.
See what
you're
could have been like,
right.
but I do agree. Like when he did this show, like it opened up a lot of eyes and said, "Listen, we thought he was a good actor. We saw that, like holy shit."
Yeah,
because like Rich said, like everybody knew him as Malcolm's dad. So it was like, really, dad, like he's supposed to be a drug kingpin. That's a joke, right? And then, which is also funny because if I remember correctly, the reason he got cast in this show is because Vince Gilligan either I forget if he saw or directed an episode of the X-Files where Bryan Cranston was guest starring on that.
Right.
I saw
that
was like. Yeah, that was like one of his first dramatic roles, I think, or something like that, and he got cast because of that. And but it stars him as Walter White, who is a guy who's diagnosed with, I believe it's what type of cancer is it? Lung cancer.
Yeah.
Thank you. He's diagnosed with lung cancer, and he only has a certain amount of time to live, and in order to provide for his family, he decides. Oh, he's a chemistry teacher, I should say that. That's very important to the plot, actually. But he's a chemistry teacher, and he decides to provide for his family. He's going to start selling meth because what else would you be able to? What else would you do with a chemistry?
You forgot an important part. How does he get one of his students?
Yeah, one of his former students, I think, named Jesse Pinkman, played phenomenally as well by Aaron Paul.
A coincidental meeting or something, right?
Yeah, there's something there, and then he realizes, this guy deals drugs.
Jesse fell out of a window or something.
I forget how it was.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah. And he tries to get into business with Jesse. He doesn't want to at first, but then he does. Cue conflict as their two different personalities kind of collide, and Jesse tries to get out of it at points, and Walter keeps going, and it's a great 1-2. And by the way, I got to give another shout out to Aaron Paul for a dude who never acted professionally before this.
Oh, is that true? I didn't know that.
I never would have guessed. It's almost in a way like on Euphoria. There's a guy, I forget who it was, but he just passed away last year. That was his first acting role, and first season, I'll admit, he sucked. Second season, he was really, really good, though. I forget who it was. He plays Astray's brother, and I forget his name. People who watch Euphoria are going to grill me in the comments, but I don't care. That show was decent. But please go for it. Please remind me who that was. I could just look it up, but I'm not going to. But yeah. Also in the show, of course, you've got Anna Gunn playing Walter White's wife, Skylar, who, of course, kind of naggy, tries to get him out, or doesn't know at first, but once she realizes she's kind of fine with it, sort of, tries to get him out. Dean Norris plays Hank Schrader, who's a kind of racist DEA agent.
And his brother-in-law.
His brother-in-law, who Angus Cloud. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, Angus Cloud, who plays on Euphoria, or played on Euphoria. That was his first acting role. He kind of sucked season 1. Season 2, he was really, really good, though. He's a big standout in that show. Rest in peace to him. But Dean Norris, like I said, plays his brother-in-law. He's a DA agent who ends up becoming aware of Heisenberg, who's the character Walter White becomes. Tries to find him out, doesn't know it's Walter. He tries to go after him. Bob Odenkirk as well. Fantastic actor.
Better Call Saul.
Really happy he got the role as Saul Goodman on the show.
I can't see anybody else playing Saul.
No, the only one I don't even know if I could say, like, because I was gonna say Robin Williams, but I don't know if he could have brought that level.
No, there's perfect casting, and that was one of the most perfect casting there.
It was. Everybody in the show is perfectly cast. You got to say.
But you know what I mean. There's perfect casting.
Yeah, there's
you look at that role. Yeah.
There's stuff with Bryan Cranston. There's a Bryan Cranston's Walter White where it's that's pretty good casting. Maybe you could have gotten someone else who could have done it, but you cannot see anybody else as Saul Goodman aside from Bob Odenkirk. Bob Odenkirk was born to firstly be on Mr. Show, and secondly to be Saul Goodman. He was born for Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman.
Yeah. I got to give a couple other shout outs real quick. Betsy Brandt as Marie Schrader. She's great.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Banks as Mike Ehrmantraut. Incredible. Giancarlo Esposito.
Great as
Jonathan Banks.
And Giancarlo Esposito as what was his name again?
As Gus Fring. Gus Fring. They are just.
Oh my God.
Mwah. Jesse Plemons. Shout out to him. Firstly, he's married Kirsten Dunst. I'm jealous. And secondly, he's also in this show. He's incredible. He was in if you don't remember who he is, he played in
Fargo, first season of Fargo.
Yeah, he was in Fargo as well. And
that's how they met. Was on Fargo.
Was it? I didn't know that. God,
yeah,
I was born a decade too late. I could have been in Fargo. No, but seriously, Jesse Plemons is incredible in this. Everybody is phenomenal in this show. Breaking Bad, check it out. Which then leads. I'm not going to spend as much time on this because
can't say anymore. I mean, that's a great show. That's all.
Yeah.
And very bingeable. Very.
My God, I can't remember his name now.
And your emotions and that gonna go up and down through that show.
Oh yeah, it's a show where
so many ways.
Mark Margolis, is that who you're talking about, Matt? Are you thinking of him?
No, oh my God, I can't remember. He's got like a Hispanic type name. He played the
Oh yeah. He's Canadian too, I think.
Oh yeah.
He played the
dude, Nacho.
Yeah, Nacho. That's it.
Oh my God,
Nacho with his boss at the guy that owned the fast food place.
Giancarlo Esposito, guess Fring.
Yes, he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay,
he's incredible.
Nacho, we mentioned that good because he was great, especially in Saul.
Yeah.
Yes, Michael Mondo, which
he's Canadian. Michael Mondo.
I feel like I've heard that, but I didn't remember that. Thank you.
I believe he is Canadian.
And before I move on to, again, Better Call Saul, I feel like we all know that's the spinoff. Duh. That's 3.2 for me. Before I move on, best episode of Breaking Bad, obviously, Crawl Space. Everybody loves that episode. It's a phenomenal one. That ending, I'm not going to spoil it for the two people who might not have seen the show. The ending of that episode always gives me chills every time I watch it. It's just a phenomenal.
I don't remember by the name.
Episode. All right. For those who haven't listened, mute right now. I'll do this when it's good to. I'll do the Fonzie A when it's good to come back in. That's the one where Walter he's in the crawl space because he accepts an offer from Saul to relocate him and his family, and it's going to cost him like $500,000. So in the crawl space, there's a bunch of money, but Skylar used it to give it to her boss to pay off the
pallet of money. You're talking the room with the pallet of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's like losing his mind. It's just that's such a good. I love that episode. Special shout out, and I do want to say a very special shout out. Or by the way, for anyone watching, there you go. You can mute. You can unmute now. Very special shout out to the Fly episode because I love that episode. I don't know what it is, but just. The episode where it takes place all in the lab and they're trying to catch the fly and Jess. I don't know why. Everybody hates that episode. I kind of like it. James Rolfe mentioned it in his review. It was kind of funny,
wasn't it? It was kind of had comedic.
Yeah, it was kind of a filler episode just because they needed one more episode, but they worked well with it. They actually made it work in the plot. Walter almost tells Jesse that he kind of let Kristen Ritter die, who plays one of Jesse's girlfriends.
Yeah, one of his girlfriends.
Jesse kind of pulls in Breaking Bad. I gotta say, he kind of pulls.
You know this.
Walter almost tells him that it's a really intense episode.
One of the saddest episodes for me, because you said Jesse's girlfriend, not that one, but the one before. She was like the nicest, and she had a kid. And they came and they killed her like that, and they made him watch in the car. He was sitting in the car. That was hard. That was sad.
The kid that Walter ends up poisoning, right? Brock, I think, right?
No, I don't know, but it was Jesse's girlfriend, and she had a daughter or a son. I'm not sure, and they knock on the door. and they end up killing her. And he's in the car. They make him watch because they want to keep him in line. We lost Harry. Anyways,
I
for
think
me,
I
that
kind
was
of remember that one. Then I'll admit it's been like a good like year and a half since I've watched Breaking Bad, so I'd have to go back and rewatch
it's 10 years
to find that episode. Yeah, it's
probably 8 years, 9 years since I watched it. So, all right, so that means I'm next.
No, better Breaking Bad ended in 2013. It's been 11 years,
and we're not done with Saul yet. Are we?
No, we are not. We still have to talk a little bit, at least, about Better Call Saul. No, don't worry. It's the
Breaking Saul. A lot of people
spinoff, obviously, of Breaking Bad. Yeah, do they actually?
Yeah.
But I didn't know that actually. But Better Call Saul, of course, is the spinoff to Breaking Bad. It's Saul Goodman, Bob Odenkirk. It's a prequel series. It shows how he went from. Why can I not remember his actual name? Jimmy McGill.
Jimmy McGill.
How he went from Jimmy McGill to being Saul Goodman, and how he got his law degree and all that, which sounds not really interesting when you just say it like that, but when you actually watch the show, it's incredible. You got Mike coming over from Breaking Bad as well. He shows up. Giancarlo Esposito as well. It shows how they met, how they got affiliated. Patrick Fabian is incredible as Howard Hamlin, who
you hate him, but
I don't want to say anything about what happens with his character, but
you hate him.
He's a great character. Yeah. You really hate him. That's what I'm gonna say. Beautiful Rhea Seehorn in this. Kim Wexler, she's phenomenal. Very beautiful, incredible actress. She's incredible in this. Very relatable in a way. A lot. She goes through a lot in this. Michael Mondo, we mentioned, is Nacho Varga. Phenomenal actor. I'm so happy he's getting more work because of the show. Tony Dalton as well as Lalo Salamanca. He is so intimidating. He's incredible.
Oh yeah,
love Tony Dalton.
Nephew, right? The younger Salamanca.
He is.
Yeah.
And also one of my and one of my favorite actors, Michael McKean. He plays Jimmy's brother, Chuck McGill. Love Michael McKean. Yeah, phenomenal comedic actor. We mentioned him last video.
Laverne and Shirley earlier. Michael McKean was Lenny.
I did not know that. I'm gonna have to watch that
Lenny
show
and
now.
Squiggy.
I'm gonna have to watch that show. That's a
Michael
great
McKean.
Duo name, Lenny and Squiggy. But he plays Jimmy's older brother. We mentioned him actually in the movie video, and apparently Rick mentioned him earlier. I mentioned him when I talked about Clue last video. Great comedic actor, fantastic dramatic actor as well. I'm so happy he's gotten so much work over the years. He's a writer. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He also
this is Spinal Tap. He was one of the writers.
Yeah, he was one of the writers. I completely, for some reason I keep forgetting that fact. Yeah. It basically it's I believe this one is the one that's 6 seasons actually. Better Call Saul just wrapped up, I think last year, 2022. I think it was 22 actually.
2022.
It's basically just showing how Saul became Saul. There's a lot that goes on. I don't want to say a damn thing about it because a lot more people have seen Breaking Bad than Better Call Saul, it seems.
It's
just
more
if you like if you like Breaking Bad, I think you'll really enjoy Better Call Saul if you haven't seen it yet. Great. If you somehow have seen Better Call Saul, not Breaking Bad, that might actually be the better order to go in, I would argue.
Really?
But yeah.
Why? Because of the prequel? But then you don't know who he is to start with. I don't know.
I'd argue that's better, actually, is that you find out who he is, and then...
I disagree with that, but you're allowed to think that.
Yeah. I mean, you can think either or. You can decide that watching neither is the best way to watch them if you for some reason wanted to. Maybe watching them at the same time is the best way to do it.
In order.
Better Call Saul's incredible. Great cast. Great. It's got something about both shows real quick as well, and then we'll move on because I've been talking for like 25 minutes about both these shows. But where you think it's gonna go, it doesn't go. It'll subvert your expectations, but not in the manner that a lot of shows and movies will do where we hooked out, we change your expectations. It feels natural. It's a natural progression the way that it subverts your expectations. Sometimes you can tell.
That's how the arc was made. Like, it's not like they went seasons and then, what do we do now?
We're becoming too predictable. Okay, we got to shift. No, Vince Gilligan planned this out all the way
through. Yeah.
And funny enough, there's actually like some things where Vince Gilligan has said that I forget what exactly it was, but I think it was some of the some of the stuff involving the plane crash that happens, I think, in season 3, some of that was like come up with on the spot. There was a lot that was come up on the spot, but the overall arc.
The overall arc, yes, of course, they had the character added in here and there, but the overall arc and that kind of you felt it was.
Saul was actually a last minute addition as well, I think, because they were supposed to have
Breaking Bad, and Breaking Bad maybe.
Yeah,
yes,
I think there's supposed to be like another character, but something ended up happening with the actor.
Shorter. I think his arc was shorter.
I think so.
I think that's what it is.
I think so.
And I think then they had to rewrite some stuff to, because when you think about Breaking Bad, you can't think of about that without thinking of Saul Goodman.
Oh no,
you just can't, right?
Yeah, absolutely, exactly. Yeah, like Saul is such a, which is funny because he's very much like the comedic relief character in that show, but he's so iconic as a result of how well he plays that role.
How well he plays the role. That's it, 100%. And then when you watch Better Call Saul, and he's Jimmy McGill, and then you look at it, well, that it's so different.
Yeah,
and how he brought it up, like it's really just great acting.
Yeah, and I would argue that if you go back and watch Breaking Bad after seeing Better Call Saul, a lot of Saul's humor suddenly doesn't really become humorous. I think because, and spoilers, mute, I'll do this. I think that it's used as a coping mechanism for what he ends up having. He ends up going through with Kim and Howard, and at the end of that season, I think a lot of the humor comes from that. So I love that going back, you can see him like, shit.
You know how they love to role play, go to restaurants and stuff and do that. To me, what he did was to cope with everything. He became Saul Goodman, almost like through and through.
Yeah,
I like that. That's good. That's a good idea. I like that.
I mean, and you see it. I mean, you have to watch, both to see that. But I mean, he was broken. This is how he survived. He became somebody else that was working, that he was successful with, that was making money. He just became that guy completely.
And I will say as well, real quick, because I feel like we'd almost get crucified in the chat for not mentioning this. Throughout the seasons of Better Call Saul, up until the last season, you get little flashes of black and white that are representing the present day, and they I believe it's the entire 6th season is entirely in the modern day. It's phenomenal.
Not the entire, but they do a lot of it. And so it begs the question, as an ending, how did you feel? Because to me, I liked it. I liked the way they ended it. I thought it was appropriate to the whole show. It wasn't what I was expecting, but I wasn't disappointed.
I liked that it was both a happy ending and a sad ending. It was
happy for one, sad for the other.
Yeah, exactly. I spoilers, mute, we'll do this, blah, 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 blah. I love that they still do get to see each other because Kim becomes his legal counsel, I think, or whatever. But I do like that they had Saul actually suffer and go to jail or prison, whatever he goes to, for his crimes. I like that they do that.
And that he mentally accepted.
Yeah, he acknowledged. Exactly. Yeah, he comes forward and he talks about what he did and he confesses to it. I like that they had that, not just I got caught, I'm here now. He's the reason that he's behind bars, literally. He's the reason.
We're on spoiler alert, because I was so worried they were going to kill Kim off.
Yes, because she's not in Breaking Bad.
Made me very happy because you can't not like her character.
Yeah, because she's not in Breaking Bad, so you just assume, she'd be there with him.
Right, that was the question.
Makes sense why.
What happens to Kim?
Yeah, and turns out nothing really. They just split up.
Yeah. So
I love that. I honestly wonder if Vince Gilligan played with that idea of killing Kim off, but like.
We thought, I was talking to people, like I had one friend, we talked about it a lot. We thought she was we were worried about it.
I was as well. Like when that scene where Howard Hamlin ends up, he goes to their apartment drunk or whatever, and Salo comes in as well, or Tony Dalton comes in. I was so worried. I was like, no.
God. Yeah.
I know he has a gun. No, please don't. And then
my God. And they played that so well.
They did.
They played that so well.
Oh my God, that was such a phenomenal. I love that.
Great ending. Great last season. Like that was a really good way to tie it up and all that. It was great.
One of the best final seasons of a TV show I've seen so far. Of course, there's a ton of shows I haven't seen yet, but it's incredible.
I'll agree with that. 100%.
All right, no more spoilers for Better Call Saul.
I got one that might. No, I don't know if because it's current. But okay, so this one I have it's 2 shows. It's not because they're tied, but it's the same show. It kind of went through 6 seasons, I think, and then the same character because it's based on books. Just they named the second, like he's got a little different work, and it's named, but all the same people and all that basically. That show is called. It's on Prime, by the way, so you can watch these. Bosch. It's about Harry Bosch. He starts out in the first series. He's a detective, a police detective in with the LAPD. I'm not sure what Hollywood division. I believe it's key. And it's from the books. There's a series of books. Michael Connolly. Let me see what I got written about it to help you. So based on the Michael Connolly books, spin-off they had is Bosch Legacy. That's the other one I'm going to talk about. It's already had 2 seasons. Third one just wrapped, and we're going to have it in October. Crime drama, mature audiences. So they swear, no nudity, but they swear definitely. Stars Titus Welliver. If you like Deadwood, you might know who Titus Welliver is. He played 2 different characters in Deadwood. So you might know. Jamie Hector. They're the partners. Jamie Hector's the black dude. Titus Welliver is the white dude. They're both great in it. And Lance Reddick, who recently just passed away, he was the captain. Great actor. Young. He was only 59. My dog really likes. He's sad. So that's sad that he passed away. Mimi Rogers and his daughter is Madison Lynch. They're the stars. Jamie Hector not in the second series, and obviously Lance Reddick. They made appearances, but that was it. Storyline. I think they're short the storyline for here. So let me see. For Bosch, Harry Bosch is a homicide detective in LAPD, doggedly determined to solve the cases that come his way. He feels everybody should get justice. He solves murders, relying on good old-fashioned police work, following leads, doing the due diligence. Like he's that type of guy. Looking for the smallest clues, gathering evidence. He doesn't always toe the party line, which often gets him in trouble and his superiors, but he always gets the perpetrator, which more than makes up for this. And what his superior was Lance Reddick in the first series. They always butted heads, but they respected each other, that kind of thing. Great, like just if you like police shows, but gritty ones, like real gritty kind of like that kind of stuff, not network stuff. This is a good show. I've watched it like 3 times through, so I really like. My favorite character, obviously Bosch, Lance Reddick's character. And there's 2 guys. They're cops. They're called Crates and Barrel. Matt, you know what that isn't that a store in the States? Crates and Barrel.
I think you're thinking of Crack a Barrel, which is a restaurant.
No, there's Crates and Barrel. There's something. I don't. That's what I was told. Like I should know do you get the names? And I said no. Anyways, and then Mimi Rogers' character who spins off into the new series. Yeah, just it's really good. Let me show you some more. This is Titus Welliver and his partner. That's whatever his name is, Jamie Hector. This is him again. I don't use my pictures. And this is Lance Reddick.
He plays villains very, very well.
Who?
Titus Welliver. Law and Order fans will know him. A few seasons ago, he played like a police chief or something that was trying to cover a bunch of stuff up on SVU. But anyway,
he's on Suits.
Really well.
He was on Suits in the last couple of seasons. What's his name? Dominic something, owned engineering company or some shit like that. So this is the Bosch Legacy. This is currently playing on Prime. You don't have to watch it on Freevee. And what else? The storyline is basically he's now a private detective, and he's hooked up with the lawyer who he was kind of bats heads with in the first series. Now his boss basically, and it's about his daughter who's now a cop. And that's a great series. I think if you watch it, you're gonna like it. Like I said, I've watched it now a few times each, and the second one is currently on. So I don't think you guys have watched it, right?
No.
Bosch.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. If you like crime drama, police kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's really well done. The whole season is basically a storyline. He gets, and at the end, it all gets tied up, kind of thing. Sometimes some of the storylines do carry over into other seasons. Yeah, like that. So, yeah, it's really good. I like it anyways. That's it. I have nothing else to say about Bosch.
Yeah, so we'll go into my number 3. So this is changing gears a little bit. This is more in kind of the fantasy realm, but I'm a big Lord of the Rings guy. I'm also a huge Elder Scrolls fan. So like this series just really took my attention right away. Last season sucked because it was written hardly, but it's Game of Thrones. Absolutely love the show. Fantastic show.
Yeah, I love that.
I just love that sort of fantasy, medieval type thing. Again, from playing the Elder Scrolls, from watching a lot of Lord of the Rings, from I never actually read the books for Game of Thrones.
I did. That's how I started with it. I started reading the books.
I saw like when the show was first coming out, and I saw kind of like the teasers and stuff. I was like, oh, this looks sick. Like this looks something right up my alley, and it was. Again, until the last season, because it just the writers gave up. It was so horribly written. It wasn't even.
No,
funny.
You know what? Though, no, I get what people don't like about it, but I still liked it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was fine. The writing was really bad. It was rushed.
Yeah, and at the end, like she doesn't do what like that. They kind of have her like just changing all of a sudden. I get that, but yeah, and it didn't end.
That was weird, but I think too. Again, spoilers, but throughout that whole season, I think we knew she was dying at the end, regardless of what the hell happened. She was
just the way she changed. So the way she changed, what she did was kind of not in her character. So I get that. But I'm just saying, overall, it was still well done. I don't know, but I get what
it was well done. But I mean, especially that episode where they kind of roasted the whole
the whole town, like the whole
roasted it, right? Roasted it.
It totally. Why would she do that?
And I was like, all right, this is just out of control. Like someone, like she gotta go.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It was kind of rushed. They should have taken 2 or 3 more.
It was only 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah, 8.
Really rushed.
6. I think it was done in 6.
I also didn't like the that battle scene in the north there, where the whole friggin' episode was pitch black and you couldn't see a fucking thing.
No, you know why I like that one? Isn't that the one? Wait, isn't that the one? I can't remember her name. The youngest daughter. Isn't that where she kills the? Hey, what's her name?
Arya Stark.
Yeah.
Arya Stark,
so where Arya in the dark, she jumps on the ice guy.
Yes.
Isn't that episode? That was a great ending to that episode. Come on.
It was, but the whole episode you couldn't see a damn thing.
But who didn't like Arya's character? That was my.
Oh, Arya's my favorite. That's my favorite character in the whole show.
Yeah, so that was a great ending.
And like the red wedding when she takes the mask off, that was so good, well done.
It was really good. Anyways, you're right. It was a dark episode, and I remember it's like, but the ending made it pay off.
Yeah,
the way she got him out of nowhere, she just leaped and came down with the night. Like that was great. Loved it. Sorry if I spoiled it, but who hasn't seen Game of Thrones?
No, I know.
Right.
I gotta
Harry hasn't seen Game of Thrones. Oh my god.
No, you should. I want to.
Yeah, you should. Really it's a great show. I started with the books, and I was gonna read all the books, but so I started watching the shows, and I finished all the books, watched the shows. They're different in a way, but the same, and follows along nicely. And yeah.
I'll say this too. This was kind of early on, but probably the most satisfying, like villainous character death I've ever watched on TV was when what's his face choked to death or got poisoned. Tyrion gave him the poison wine or whatever.
Oh, in the forget the name of the country there. It was all the best wine that they have the best wine there, the best weather. Yeah,
it's when Cersei's kid got killed.
Seriously,
but he was like, because he was being.
Yes,
I forget his name, but when Tyrion finally just said, "Fuck it," gave him the poison chalice and he died. I was like, "Oh, thank God!"
Yeah, you cannot hate a character more than that kid.
Oh my god, I've never ever been more satisfied watching a character die on TV.
Yeah.
I was
What was
so
his name?
happy.
What was his damn name? I can't remember.
He was such an ass.
Horrible king.
Oh, hold on, I gotta look this
Oh,
up.
you took your earphones out.
I don't want spoiler.
Yes, there you go. What was your favorite character, Matt?
Oh, Arya Stark. Like Maisie Williams was amazing.
Okay, besides, I have more than one, but you have another.
Besides her, I really like Tyrion Lannister.
Tyrion.
I like Peter Dinklage is awesome.
How could you not like Tyrion? Favorite character in the book and in on the TV show. Love Tyrion. Great show. And like, you know, gritty, gory at times.
Don't get attached to a character.
Don't get attached.
Oh, God.
Well, no, there's some you can, but yeah, in general. You know who else I really like
the first season, I'm a huge Sean Bean guy, and then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, me too. Was like,
I was like, what the? I was like, okay, this is how the show is. I can't get attached to anybody because in the next episode, my luck, they're getting the head cut off.
It's crazy that way. But you know who else turned out to be one of my favorite characters on the show? The guy that cut his head off. The Kingslayer. In the end, he was a character I liked. Just what a stupid way to kill them off, though, I have to say. You know what? More I think about it, yeah, the last season was kind of dumb.
I did like too that I also hated how they killed like they could have killed Cersei in so many better ways.
They're both at the same time. It was like kind of
they had a building fall on him. Come on, you could have done better than that.
Yeah. And anyways, Jamie should have stayed with what was her name? The ugly one she was ugly.
Oh, or the Brienne Tarth.
Yeah, he should have stayed with her. Right?
Yeah, no, I agree. But I like too the I can't remember the Hound and the other guy when the Hound killed his brother.
Hound, yeah, turned out
that
to be
was nice.
Yeah, at the end, yeah. And you know one of my favorite scenes too, the scene where what's his name? Fuck, the main character, Jon Snow. There you go. Jon Snow. So they're all the army's coming at him. He's alone with his sword like that. Mm-hmm. And just at the last second, the other army comes in and just knocks them all out. Yeah. That was great. That was so well done. I think that was in the final season. I
felt bad for that when they killed that priest guy too. When when at that last episode or the season when Daenerys was really starting to turn, and I'm like, he did nothing, and then he's just sitting there, and you just see the dragon get up. I'm like, oh, bye,
bye. Yeah, awful way to die.
Oh, you poor bastard.
You know what was funny? I forget what season, but I think when they're trying to get away, Daenerys and whatever. I don't know what season. And these two soldiers, I guess, they were against what she was doing. They both stood up, father and son. I can't remember. And then the dragon just. I am not describing it well, but it was funny. Great show. Game of Thrones.
Poof. Poof.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. Didn't take long. Crispy critters.
Yeah. Great.
Before we move on, I want to ask thoughts on the House of the Dragon so far, if you guys have seen it.
I haven't watched it yet. I have to get into it. I haven't watched it.
I like it. I know it gets a lot of criticism, but I like it so far.
Nice.
I think it's coming out. Season 2 or 3? 3, 2.
2, I think.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. I think.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to see like ads for it or something.
Yeah, House of Dragons.
Yeah. No, it's Joffrey. Joffrey's the character.
King Joffrey. Oh God, you gonna hate him.
Oh, I was. Like I said, I've never been more happy to watch a character die on TV.
Yeah.
And like no one helped him too. It's like someone help, and everyone's like, it's like crickets.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a great death. All right. We're down to number 2.
Yeah, number 2 is the only one on this list that I do not have on DVD, which is a big shock. I know I have all these, and I don't have my second favorite TV show. I started watching it a couple months ago, and they only released the first season of it on DVD and a best of DVD, and both of them are out of print and kind of rare last time I checked. which was a couple of years ago, I'll be honest. Yeah, it's a show that it's still going right now. It's 2 of the main cast members last season this year. Yeah, it's a show that I like I said, I got into recently. I've seen clips of it on YouTube, but I only really started watching it this year. And that's Whose Line Is It Anyway? Number 2. Love this show. It is phenomenal. Yeah, to give a very basic quote unquote plot, more so a synopsis of what the show is about. It's improv. Basically, the host Drew Carey, now Aisha Taylor. I've not watched any of the Aisha
Drew Carey's
Taylor
the only good one of mine.
season. Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, the host of the show.
She's fine.
I haven't watched much of it, so I can't say if I like her or if I don't. I haven't watched any of the new stuff yet. But basically, the host of the show gives people gives the guys on the show a prompt. Occasionally, as well, it'll be something that the character has to act out. It's all improv, so
sometimes the audience. Sometimes they ask the audience to give the prompt.
Yeah, and sometimes to get the audience involved, especially if it's God, what's the one with Wayne Brady?
When they sing, when he sings all.
Yeah, when he sings to them. Yeah, I forget what that one's called.
Yeah,
they'll get the audience involved. They have a lot of running gags. Well, not a lot, but within the episodes, they'll usually have some running gags, and yeah, it's just a hilarious show. Colin Mockery, Ryan Stiles, and Wayne Brady are the main 3, and then the 4th one is usually a revolving cast member, someone like a Brad Sherwood, Kathy Greenwood, Greg Proops. Very rarely, from what I've seen, they'll get a guest star like Robin Williams.
Stephen Colbert also was on that show a few times. First time I ever saw Stephen Colbert.
I can't wait to check those episodes out then. We're on season 4 right now.
Yeah, first time I ever saw Stephen Colbert anywhere was there.
Oh shit!
You know what's funny? I didn't know Wayne Brady was on that show. The first time I ever saw Wayne Brady was Let's Make a Deal. I never knew that Wayne Brady was like a comedian. I saw him on Whose Line Is It Anyway, and I was like, oh god.
You know, first time
I had no idea.
First place I ever saw him was Whose Line.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and
because of course I'm older. I saw it when they first came out.
Yeah, back in the 1800s.
Yeah, the 1800s. That's it.
But seriously, it's an incredibly funny show. Every episode, not every episode is knock your socks off funny, but every episode has at least one really funny gag.
Yeah.
I love Colin Mockery. He's hilarious. Him and I believe also Ryan Stiles are Canadian
together.
As well, so.
They do a lot of stuff together, and they're really good together.
They're often one another's significant other in the show. They're always placed together. I mean, it also helps. Apparently, they grew up together, so they know each other well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really, honestly, I didn't know Ryan Stiles is Canadian because Colin Mockery.
Right, I think he is. Colin Mockery is Canadian.
I know that.
Yeah. Oh, he's Ryan Stiles is American Canadian. So.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so they knew each other as kids. I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, they grew up with each other apparently, and
they had such a good rapport to do that.
Yeah, and they're incredible. I'll be honest, I like Wayne Brady when he's doing the regular skits, but for some reason, I'm just not a huge fan of the musical skits.
Oh, that's the best. The musical, come on. And you know what? I'll give you this. After a while, it's okay, but the first couple of seasons, no, the songs were fantastic. He was great at doing that stuff.
Oh yeah, like we haven't watched a lot of season 1 or season 2. We started with the Robin Williams episode because I wanted to watch that one, and then we've just kept going since.
I saw that one.
Yeah, no, he was on in '99. I think it was the time where he had that like short blonde hair. It was the timeline for like 1 hour photo basically.
Yeah. No, I remember that hair. I remember the hairstyle. Yeah.
Really weird period where he went blonde and he kind of suited it.
Yeah. For a movie, it was for a movie.
Yeah, a couple of movies because he also had that 1 hour photo, and
no, but that was later. I mean,
great movie by the way. We're not talking movies, but 1 hour photo is phenomenal. I'm gonna mention it as much as I can. But yeah, we watched that episode. He was on a hilarious episode. I can send you the totally legal link to it later if you want.
Do that because I want to see that. Please do that.
Yeah. But yeah, we watched that episode and we've kept going from season 3 to season 4. It's phenomenal. If you like improv, if you like comedy at all, you're really gonna appreciate the show. My favorite, I guess you could say a game that they do, quote unquote, Scenes from a Hat. Who doesn't love Scenes from a Hat? They get For those who haven't seen the show, they get audience suggestions before the show. They ask the audience to write down stuff they want to see the performers do. They take the good ones and ask the guys to perform it. Favorite gag from that, I think, has to be things you can say to your dog, but not to your wife. Colin just goes up, "Come," and that's audience just loses it. That's got to be my favorite one.
That's true.
Second place has to go to the hoedown just because of how much Ryan clearly hates it, and I love that. I love that
it's not always good, but there's some.
But when it's really good, it's
really funny.
Really
yeah,
good. Especially usually with Ryan when he'll come in and he'll end up messing it up somehow, or when they get Drew to do it. Drew's not an improv kind of guy; he's more just a regular comedian. But I love when he does the hoedowns because he always messes up somehow, and it's just really funny to see that.
And it's
almost like having a normal person there.
That's the only thing he does in that, right? He'll only
it's when they announce the winner, and he'll
do the hoedown,
or the world's worst step or whatever they do for the after they give the winner. He'll usually do that, which. Yeah, I like that, and
who's line? Meaningless.
The points are meaningless. The points are as meaningless as I'm trying to come up with this on the spot. See, I would not be good on who's line because I can't do improv. But the points are just about as meaningless as voters in the Canadian election.
I think more American, but okay, you're right.
Well, I want to tie it to Canada because we're Canadian. All two of us are Canadian. Matt's the only weirdo.
I know a little bit.
Okay. Well, all three of us are Canadian then. Just like Ryan Stiles is American Canadian.
He checked it at that DNA thing there. He's got a little bit.
No, my dad's mother's family's from St. John's.
Oh, okay.
A little
that's really Canadian.
That's why you love the Habs, man. That's why you love the Habs.
Yeah, they love the Habs.
A little bit of good Canadian kid in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Oh, that means my number 2. Yep.
I think I'm next.
Yep.
All right. My show is the number 2 is the one that Matt guessed that I would say, and that is obviously this MASH.
Oh yeah.
Ran from 72 to 83. It was a comedy drama and also listed as war because it took place during the Korean War. Korean War, by the way, went from I think June 50 to July 53, so it went like over 3 times longer than the war. Stars Alan Alda, Wayne Rogers in the early days. Mike Farrell replaced Wayne Rogers after I think it was 2 seasons, 1 or 2. That's all it was. Harry Morgan in the later ones. Loretta Swit, Gary Berghoff, Jamie Farr, Larry Linville. I'm going to name all the good ones. David Ogden Stiers, William Christopher, McLean Stevenson, and one who's not a regular but was great, and that's Alan Arbus as Dr. Sidney Friedman. Your regular came in and always, treated them for whatever. Great episodes always with him. Storyline, I won't go with that. It's basically it's the 407 It's a mobile army surgical hospital, so they can pick up and move within hours and relocate if need be. But they call it meatball surgery, so just basically patch them up. But it's about the surgeons and a few of the people in the camp, basically. And no better than Hawkeye. Favorite characters, I'll go over the characters first, but Hawkeye and BJ. So that's Mike Farrell as BJ, Alan all does Hawkeye. Colonel Potter, that's Harry Morgan. And like I said, Sidney Friedman. Those were my favorite characters, but they're all good. Klinger, Jamie Farr as Klinger. He wanted to get out. He wanted to get out of the army, so he wanted a Section 8.
Oh
so
my God! Yes, that guy's
women's
hilarious.
Clothes. And like that, right? Basically, he was like acting like a gay guy, which we know now. Yeah. A lot of gay guys are like that, and that's what it was. But you couldn't. Anyway,
he was so good.
Yeah, he was really good in it. What else? I don't know. Just a great show. Some of my favorites were when they did the interviews. Guy would come in and interview them, and then they'd show some scenes. It was always really heartfelt. Like this show, in the same episode, make you laugh your ass off and cry at the same time. Right? So they tackle heavy issues and great comedy. Written a lot by Alan Alda. Written, produced, a lot of it was by him. Really talented actor, comedy writer, and writer in general. What else can you say about MASH that people don't?
I mean, the series finale, I think, is still in like the top 3 most viewed series finales like ever.
When it came out, I recorded it on VHS tape. I had it for like 20 years. So last time I played it, it didn't play very well. But yeah, the series finale was great. What's it called? Hello, Goodbye? Something like that? Yeah.
I had it pulled up for a split second. It is Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen.
Goodbye, Farewell, Amen. Great. It was like a movie length, and it tackled a bunch of issues. And the reason it was called Goodbye to start with, it was Hawkeye. BJ couldn't say goodbye. Like, no, we'll see you. Don't worry, I'll see you again. And Hawkeye is like, listen, realistically, we're never going to see each other again. So he wanted them to say goodbye once they were all going home. And that's what one of the storylines at the end. But yeah, just a great show. I mean, I could watch it over and over. I've probably seen every episode.
And you hit the nail on the head. I mean, that's my dad's favorite TV show ever. And you hit the nail on the head because you go through all the emotions. Every episode.
Yeah, every episode you go through all. It wasn't just all laugh, laugh, laugh. Because every episode had something serious, a serious issue or something like that. And it's just funny. Just I could go on and on. We're running late. We'll move on if nobody has anything else to say about MASH. I don't know what else to say about it.
Check it out. Obviously, it is kind of sad that I think there's only 3 actors left.
Yeah, there's not too many.
Down all the Sweet Lips or Hot Lips. I forget her nickname.
Hot Lips and David Ogden Stiers, I think.
Yeah.
Still alive. I think. Jamie Farr. Farr's still alive. Yeah. So, but if you don't know it, don't be thrown off that it's old. Check it out because you might like it. It's a timeless kind of show. It doesn't matter that it's old. You're still going to laugh, I think. That's it. Got nothing else to say about MASH. Check it out.
Absolutely. And I was thankful. There's a channel that my dad and I discovered, before he got, this was a few years before he got sick, that had like reruns of like all these old classic shows, and MASH was on a lot. And that's how I got into it.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I mean, I'm 26, it's something I think anyone watch it, you can get into it. It's
just a good show. It's just a good show. All right.
Really. My number 2 is Breaking Bad. We already touched on it, so like we can kind of skip to number 1 if you want.
Unless you have anything new to add, yeah.
No, I mean we really kind of hit the nail on the head when we talked about it.
We hit it heavily.
Yeah, and I mean it goes without saying. I think it's up there as one of the best TV shows ever. Bryan Cranston as Walter White. I think he's one of the best acting performances I've ever seen in my life. It's just so good. And again, just the way that you can see that transformation from a guy that's just trying to like provide for his family, do something, to fully fledged drug lord is just amazing.
Yeah. And a surprising, because you like we had said, you saw who it was, and then you watched. And for me, I had heard about it before I watched it, and it's like I can't put that guy together with what I'm hearing.
But again, it's another one of those characters where like you can't picture anyone else playing Walter White.
I think it's one of the reasons why I started watching it. And we didn't mention this. The first episode where he's out at the end, he's out of the camper thing in his underwear. Like that's just, you can't. Who does
that's
that?
That's Malcolm in the Middle.
Right, It's iconic.
I mean, there's a reason they put it on the DVD.
Right. That scene is just, you can't help but laugh your ass off. I think
it's also intense because I'm pretty sure that's the same scene as well, where like he hears the police and he's got the gun.
He thinks he's dying, that they're coming to kill him. That's what and it's not. It's not at all what happened.
Yeah. It's race past or whatever. It's like, oh fuck, that scene is so tense. He's not done for because obviously it's just the first episode, but like it gives you that like maybe
what is this? I gotta watch this. I gotta find out. Yeah. A great first episode hook into a
Well, I
series.
was just gonna say that. Yeah, that's how. Because again, it's one of those hooks where you go, "Holy shit, I need to keep watching this show."
Yeah.
And James Rolfe said this, so I can't take credit for this as well. But I just remember this while we were talking about MASH. I think it was. But if you're not hooked by the end of that first episode, by the time Tuco comes in, you're hooked. You need to see what happens for at least the next season.
No, but before that, I mean, once you see Salamanca with the bell, ding, 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 ding. I mean, there's so many things that just yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I might butcher his name, but props to Mark Mongolas. Dude doesn't speak a word, and he is one of the most. He is one of the best visual actors that I've seen.
He couldn't talk, right? That's
exactly. So he just has the bell and just his face. It's he's so good in that.
And you hate him, and you fucking hate him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't want to spoil, but he ends up kind of redeeming himself.
Blown out of the fucking old folks' home.
Yeah, that scene there where, like you said, he redeemed himself. Yes.
Yeah.
That was
pretty
awesome.
His face as well, just that pure hatred as he's ringing that bell.
And the special
but it's
effects,
also like
the special effects were great in that scene.
Yes. There's a great behind the scenes featurette for those of you who have seen the show, and obviously those who haven't if you buy it on DVD. There's a great featurette where they go into the making of that episode and they show how they did everything. I've watched it 3-4 times. It's phenomenal. And I love when they get Giancarlo Esposito in the makeup or whatever, and Bryan Cranston's just there because he wants to see it going on. His initial reaction to the makeup, I love it. It's hilarious.
And if you like Giancarlo Esposito, currently got a series called Parish. I saw it.
Great actor.
Yeah,
he's such a good actor.
It's good. It's good. It's not what you're going to.
He was great in The Mandalorian too.
Oh yeah. Okay, number one for Harry.
All right, my number one show. I feel like a lot of people are gonna find this a little predictable. They might roll their eyes, but I love this show. I'm sorry. I finally watched it for the first time last year. It was a show that ran from, I believe it was 1999 to 2006.
Son of a bitch.
I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry.
We know.
Okay, do we want to get to Rick's first then?
So go to Rick. I know the show that you're talking about.
Go ahead.
Do
a combo like we did.
Okay. All right. This show ran from 99 to 2006. I believe it was created by David Chase is his name.
Yes.
And that show, of course.
Another reason I look like a mobster.
Yeah, everybody knows it. That show is The Sopranos. I own the first 2 seasons of it on
my absolute
DVD.
favorite TV show ever.
It is
so well acted,
phenomenal.
like James Gandolfini, man. Yeah. Holy crap! Rest in peace.
He is the fucking man.
And the other guy there. Who's the other guy? I don't know the name. Like his right hand man guy.
Oh wow. Steven Van Zandt is
no, not that. Not the
Tony
other
Sirico.
Paulie Walnuts.
Paulie Walnuts.
Yeah, Paulie Walnuts. Tony Sirico is phenomenal.
Rest
in peace, man. Rest in peace too.
And
rest in peace to James Gandolfini.
What a great mob name.
Oh yeah,
Paulie Walnuts.
Yeah, I love it. Everyone in the cast is fantastic. Oh yeah, Steve Buscemi's in it as well, which is like. When I first saw him, that was a big what the fuck. I was like, what the fuck's he doing here? I'm happy to see you.
Is that
he was in and out of the show though? It was hilarious.
Is that the season where
he was in and then he pissed off the New York crew and Tony was like, son of a bitch.
Is that the season where Tony has to escape from the feds going through the woods in the winter?
I think so. Yeah, the same season where he gets to kill Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, because I think so. I saw a couple of times.
I think so. And real quick, I do want to give a side note because I don't know when the hell I'm ever going to get to talk about this movie again. I bought this movie, Surviving Christmas, because of James Gandolfini. One of the worst pieces of shit I've ever seen.
Just because you like an actor doesn't mean you're going to like everything he
did. No, I know. I liked him in the movie, but the overall film, fucking garbage. I knew that risk going in, but I didn't imagine it to be that bad. But yeah, The Sopranos. Basic plot of it. Where the hell do we even begin? The very basic plot of it is it's a mobster. Tony Soprano, played phenomenally by James Gandolfini. Again, one of those perfect castings. Can't see anybody else in the role. Not even his son.
He's a sanitation.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, he's in the sanitation business, and basically he's trying to balance his mob life and his family life, and yeah, he's got a therapist as well who is fucking gorgeous, by the way.
That's an important role. That's an important role in the overall plot of this series.
Yeah. Lorraine Bracco is phenomenal in this. I'm so happy that they have a lot of holdovers from like Goodfellas. There's like, was it like 10 to 15 actors who were in Goodfellas who are also in this show? Matt, do you remember?
I mean, Frankie Vincent I thought was really good as Oh God, I can't remember his name now.
I can look up.
He took over for
Phil Leotardo.
Yeah, he played Philly because he took over the New York family after what's his face died.
I know you're talking about
Johnny Stack died.
Frankie
Vincent, great. I mean, all the guys to play the mod, like Mike Imperioli, I thought was amazing as Christopher.
Mike Imperioli is phenomenal.
Good role.
Steve Schwartz,
Edie Falco too is as Tony's wife.
Carmela Soprano. Yeah, she's great.
She was great.
Even the kids, Jamie Lynn Seeger and God, what's his boy's name? What's the?
I didn't like that cat. No, that's the one character I really.
I didn't really like AJ that much. I wish they taught Meadow how to fucking pack. I really do. I love how
we can talk about the ending in a bit if we want.
A couple of years ago, where it was they used like the Sopranos music, and it was for an electric truck.
Yeah, I saw that during the
Super Bowl. And the guy that played AJ went, "Hey, Meadow, you finally learned how to park."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
drive or something.
But like, I'll be honest, I liked AJ's character. I actually thought that there was a lot there that they worked well with, and I don't want. I'd say I don't want to get into spoilers, and then we're gonna talk about the fucking ending in a couple minutes. But I like AJ's character. I actually like what they do with him. I feel like his evolution, even though it might not seem like there's one at first, I think when you really delve into like, okay, what's his character? What is he doing? He's trying to make something for himself, but every step of the way, it's Tony and Carmela trying to prevent him really from advancing. They're really trying to like kind of hinder him by drawing him away from what he wants to do. So I feel like that's why there's a lot of resistance against his parents, and at least I feel that's how I feel with AJ. I really like the way Robert Eyler played him, especially because like it's weird. You see the character grow up. It's not like most of the other guys where they're already adults. You see Robert Eyler grow up both on the screen and as AJ. I always like that. There's the movie Boyhood done by Richard Linklater. You literally see a 12-year-old guy grow up over like 8 years or 10 years.
They filmed like 12 years. So
they filmed it. So like you literally see him grow up, and I always love stuff like that. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm sure it's phenomenal. I love Ethan Hawke, but who should have been in The Sopranos? I don't know why, but I think it would have worked. I love Ethan Hawke.
No, look, I mean, again, if you like kind of that mob sort of like. Fascinated by kind of like the mob and how it works. I mean, you love this show. I hated Ralphie. Ralphie pissed me off so much in that show.
Yes.
I thought Tony should have killed him at the Bing after Ralphie killed that stripper. I thought he should have killed him right there on the spot. Hated Ralphie.
Oh yeah.
And Ralphie just gave him a lot of problems. I know Johnny Sack wanted him killed because he made fun of his wife. And again, I thought
wife's fat ass.
There, but he's a made man, so you can't really do anything without the boss saying so. And I like the dynamic between Junior and Tony. I thought it was good, but again, just supremely well acted. The ending was awful. I mean, it's the worst ending in TV show history. Just absolutely awful.
I'm on the exact opposite spectrum. I love the ending. I absolutely love the ending.
It cuts to black, and I'm like,
Matt, that's the implication. What's going on? All right, Rick, do you care about hearing spoilers for The Sopranos?
I know how it ends.
Oh, okay. Well, Matt, you remember when it's him and who is it? It's not Big Pussy. When him and Bobby are in the boat.
Pussy's and dead way before.
Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking Pussy. I think because they're both fat. That's why I was thinking of them. But when Tony and Bobby are in the boat, and Bobby's it might be with them, but Bobby's talking about how oh, do you ever when you don't hear a gunshot, that's the one for you or whatever? Like they're talking about that. That's what it symbolizes. The ending. Tony is fucking dead. Tony gets killed.
It's also to me a symbol of what their life is.
I'm talking about when it first happened. Before David Chase came out and basically implied, yeah, Tony looked up and got shot. And when the ending first came out, people were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I know.
No, I get that. And
no one knew what the
I
hell
love
happened.
it. People were calling 911 because they thought their cable box went out because they couldn't watch the ending of the fucking Sopranos. Like I get that, but like if you rewatch it and like I think that's part of what makes it so genius is that you don't know what happens.
I'm with like I pretty much thought Tony was gonna get killed, but then it just like I don't know. I didn't like Fade to Black, but as we know, I think last year or the year before, David Chase came out and was like, "Yeah, Tony got killed when he looked up."
Like I kind of liked the implication that David Chase made. I forget when it was
for some weird reason.
I forget when it was, but I love the implication that David Chase made is that, or it might be a video that I watched on the ending, but I love that the implication. You root for Tony the entire show. You almost look up to him. You're following him, and then to want him dead at the end, it's almost like a hey, what are you doing? And you don't get to see that. You don't get that quote unquote like satisfaction of okay, yeah, we knew he was gonna die. I want to see that. You don't get that. I like that. I like that. It's just hey, this guy's dead. You don't get to see that.
To me, it's a comment on what their life is like. They never know when that's going to happen.
Yeah. And even if he isn't dead, it's still that he's going to be paranoid the rest of his life, even if he's a made man, because he doesn't know if he's going to die at any moment. I do like that. Even if he's not dead, it does give you that implication.
That's what being assassinated. It's you remember, not when you expect it. You know.
Yeah, and I do it's that life and Michael Franzese, actually, on his YouTube channel, he was a capo in the.
Oh yeah.
He did basically like a real mobster, like breaks down the Sopranos, and he talked about that, like basically in that life,
you never
know. He also too very unrealistic though. The Tony seeing a therapist, if that happened in real life, they both would have been dead.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like he said that too. He's like, yeah, any. If that ever came out that a mob boss was seeing a therapist, they both would have been in the trunk of the car. Like that.
Isn't there a movie about that with Billy Crystal and Robert
Analyze
De Niro?
this and analyze that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to see those because those look really funny.
Yeah, I mean, sort of. Okay.
Also, shout out everybody saying that Analyze This inspired The Sopranos. No, that did not happen. This came out like 3 months before. It's because they came out like so similar to like so close together that people think one inspired the other. No, it literally just a complete coincidence that they both happened.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, that is pretty funny though. I do like that.
Yeah,
and that is kind of funny. I do want to say as well something for Rick as well about the ending of Sopranos. I love that it's almost that throwback to The Godfather because the one guy in the members only jacket, he gets up, goes to the bathroom, and you kind of know he's getting a gun, like in the Godfather to
Al Pacino, shooting the cop and the politician.
Yeah, you're basically getting that throwback. I love to the Godfather. I love that honestly, and it's the guy in the members only jacket. By the way, for those who are speculating,
the more you think about it now, and like you said, now that David Chase is kind of implied that Tony did die at the end, like you almost think like that last scene, you're him, right? Because when you look up and then you cut to black. I mean, if you get a bullet in the head when you do that, that's it. Like, it's all. Yep. So in a way, like you kind of, okay, so you're Tony at that point, right at the end there. Like the viewer is Tony, and then you out.
Yeah, and how many times do they talk about that? Where even before the scene with Tony and Bobby in the boat, there's another scene in the diner where they're talking about, if you don't hear a bullet, that's not the one that was meant for you or whatever. Like how many times they bring that up a lot, so they kind of want to plant that in your head. I think that was kind of implied all the way is that, we're going to kill Tony in this manner. Give that like kind of foreshadowing or leave that thought with the viewer. I think that was meant. And then it just didn't end up working because nobody really thought that at the moment, I don't think.
Right.
Everyone's wondering, what the fuck happened to my TV? What happened to Tony?
I remember
it's top of the hour, but the show's not done.
Yeah, no, I remember, and a lot of people were disappointed that it did that.
Yeah, I completely get why they would.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't first because I didn't think about it that way. I didn't think about being like in Tony's perspective at the end there, and like that. I mean, that's how it would feel if you died. Everything would go up.
I think so.
Yeah, no, I thought the cast was just fantastic. I kind of love Philly's death at the end too when he gets shot and then no one realizes the car's running. And then the woman's looking at the baby and the baby's sitting there laughing, and then it goes back and forth between Phil's head getting crushed.
Another good way to have ended that after going to black, it opens up in hell.
That could have worked. I think that could have worked. I mean, because and by the way, fuck Many Saints of Newark. That was a god awful movie. By the way, I feel like I had to give that a mention.
Yeah, I didn't like
it. It's the prequel film to The Sopranos.
I thought James Gandolfini's son was he did all right. I didn't have an issue with him, but there were a lot of things I didn't like about that movie.
Michael Imperioli doing the voiceover. Oh, I'm in hell or whatever. It's like, you don't gotta reveal that. Like, just let us think. Okay, did he go to hell or did he when he dies or whatever? Like, don't give us that. Nobody wanted to know.
I get where they were coming from though, because like I do get that like. It was Dicky Moltisanti that got basically that Tony looked up to, and that's how Tony ended up in the DeFeo, which then became the Soprano crime family. But I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me. The ending was really weird, like really weird.
Isn't it that like riot or whatever in the town?
Well, no, it's Dicky's funeral, and then you just hear the Sopranos theme playing, and then Dicky's in the casket doing a wink, and I'm like. No, like that's weird. He's dead. Like I don't get it. But so Moltisanti actually translates to many saints, so that's why they call it the Many Saints of Newark because the movie, even though it's a Sopranos prequel, it's about the Moltisantis.
I don't know who that is. That's where I'm at a lot. I saw some of the Sopranos, just not enough.
Well, Dicky's Chris Moltisanti's father, Michael Imperioli's character in The Sopranos. So the Many Saints of Newark was about Dicky Moltisanti and how he kind of influenced Tony.
Tony, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because that was the whole thing on the movie and the whole tagline was, who inspired Tony Soprano? Who made him? Don't really get that answer.
I love how they showed too how Junior destroyed his back when he fucking slipped on the ice.
I completely forgot about. As soon as I saw Many Saints of Newark, I was like, "Yeah, that movie was shit. Get that out of my head. That's not canon." So I completely forgot everything that happened in the movie. I thought because
throughout the Sopranos, I mean, Junior's got back problems, but you never go into why. He fucking slipped down the stairs, coming walking out of his house and cracked his back.
I completely forgot that. You know what? That feels very in tone with the Sopranos. That's one of the few things in the film that from kind of remembering, that's one of the few things that felt like The Sopranos.
Yeah, it did, and actually, it was also one of what's his face's last film roles too. Shit, what the hell was his name? Oh my god, I can't believe I can't remember his name. The main character in Goodfellas, that actor.
Joe.
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta.
I think this was one of either his second or third to last film role before he died.
Yeah, it wasn't his last. I saw.
I think he had maybe one or two more after this.
Cocaine Bear he did after this, which I mean, which one's the worst note to go out on? I don't know. You be the judge.
No.
I didn't mind his character in Many Saints. I thought the more serious character I liked. The other twin, the friggin' moron that Dickie had to kill, it was neither here nor there. But I liked his other character he played in that movie. I thought he did really well.
Ray Liotta, by the way, his last movie wasn't Cocaine Bear. I didn't see that, but I saw the movie with his last movie.
Oh yeah, he died filming it.
I think it was Cocaine Bear.
But filming it. They went to wake him up, and he was dead.
Yeah, he died while they were filming that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, Dangerous Waters, yeah. Which, you know what, honestly, that might be the best way to go. Is just peacefully in your sleep, not, no pain, just
dying, like what they say, dying with your boots on. I mean, that's what that means. He was dying while he was working, what he loved.
Yeah, and I don't think he would have preferred to go out any other way, probably.
Too. John Candy, I think, was filming a movie, and that's how he died.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, he was big.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, he wasn't as old as Ray Liotta.
No,
I remember Ray Liotta's first role was on, I think, Another World. It was a soap opera my mom was watching back in the 70s. He played Joey. I remember that to this day because then he became an actor and did some. And it's like, oh, that's the guy from the yeah.
By the way, I might be confusing my fun facts about The Sopranos. Is it not true Ray Liotta was offered the role of Tony Soprano? I think he was.
Might have been.
I don't know.
But again, is funny, like you can't. It's another one of those roles where you can't picture anybody except James Gandolfini in the role.
Yeah.
Though it's funny. The reason I bring that up is because I think, if I remember correctly, at the time he was trying to like clean up his image to be like not a kids actor, but like do movies like more for his kids.
Mainstream. Yeah.
And then he went on to do Grand Theft Auto Vice City 2 years later.
There you go. So, now, speaking of what he just said, only guy to play the role, because I'm going to move us along here. My number one is Justified.
Oh.
And that's now then why I got the name Raylan. So this is this guy, Timothy Oliphant, plays Raylan Givens. He's a U.S. Deputy Marshal. And this guy is absolutely perfectly cast. There's no way anybody else could have played this role. There's actually 2 roles like that, too. I don't have the picture of Walt Goggins. But have you guys seen not The Wire, The Shield? So one of the guys that was, I forget the guy's name, the main bad guy cop. One of his underlings there, Walton Goggins. So he got a part here. He's playing the bad guy that runs through the whole show. But he was only supposed to be on one episode and get killed off. Okay, so they hired him for that, and he tested so well with the test audience that they wrote him into the whole series, and him also perfectly cast as Boyd Crowder.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad. He was only supposed to be in the first season, but he was so well they wrote him. Yeah, that's kind of funny. We had 2 shows with that.
Yeah. So, oh no, this is one of the bad guys. No, he's so perfectly well cast. It's crazy. I've seen this. I'm on my next time I watch the series will be the 10th time. I'll give you a little bit on it if I find it. Okay, so it is. It was from 2010 to 2015, 6 seasons. Action, crime, drama, Western, but a modern day Western, because you saw a guy he's wearing a hat, right? It's like a cowboy hat. It's a Western, but he's playing a cowboy, like a sheriff. He does it so well. I love the way he talks, way he explains things to criminals. Like he says, like you sure you want to do that, and then he gives them a whole reason why not to. And it's just, I'm not explaining it well. You got to watch this show. I don't know if you ever heard of it before, but it was pretty popular back in the day. Has a great ending as well, because at the end, it's a Western. You want to see that, quick draw. They do one today. It's really well done. It's tied up really well, but you want more. They had a spin-off called Justified. What is it called? City Primeval. One season complete. It's not going to have 2. But at the end, they put a little thing in there where it looks like they're going to bring Justified back and start a second run of the same series. I don't know if it's all the same cast. I hear not, just the 2 main guys I talked about. So he is a deputy marshal in Kentucky. His dad was like the big bad guy, one of the big bad guys there. The other character I'm talking about, his dad was the other one, bigger, stronger bad guy of the area. So they're kind of started out, they were almost friendly still, because they used to dig coal. And that was something at the end was the main point of this whole thing with these 2 guys, why they were always had something to do with each other. They dug coal together at 18 years old, and it's kind of binded them together. And it's just a bunch of, backwoods characters that he's after, and he's just fantastic in it. So it's just basically about him doing different things, and always through the whole series, he's after the bad guy, Boyd Crowder. So he's always chasing him, trying to catch him, whatever. And at odd times, they help each other. So it's kind of weird like that. I don't know what else to say about it. I saw it 9 times, as I said, so far, and counting. Favorite characters, Raylan Givens. Well, that's why the name Raylan. I think I'm spelling it wrong. It should be A-N at the end. My dog's name is Raven, and I tried to change it to Raylan, but it just never took in my head. So, like I said, Timothy Olyphant, perfectly cast. I love this actor as well. In a lot of
he's a great actor. I like Goggins too. He's hilarious.
Walt Goggins, also great actor, and he's
actor.
currently doing on Prime Fallout from the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's good in that. Like he's well cast in that as well. I like Walt Goggins. He's a great actor. He's in the Hateful Eight there.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino.
Tarantino movie. Yeah. So the 2 of my favorite characters. I like the guys at Raylan's boss, the chief deputy marshal or whatever. Nick Searcy's the actor, and I can't remember the damn guy's name. Art Mullen. He's like your grandfather, like a real fatherly character. He somehow reminded me of my dad a bit. I just really like the guy playing him, and he played him well. Wynn Duffy is a guy played by Jerry Burns, if you know, so well played. Like he's a real creep, and yeah, whatever. And then there's Dewey Crow. Dewey Crow, the dumbest character on TV, and played by an English guy from Britain. So first time I saw him talk in an interview, I was like, what? That's Dewey Crow? So well played. Again, so well played. And there's one other part. Dickie Bennett, played by Jeremy Davies. He was the cowardly soldier in Saving Private Ryan. Mm-hmm. But so well played. He plays this backwoods guy with the accent, the way he talks, like just perfectly cast. So check it out. It's really well acted, and I think well written. And I just love it because I love westerns. It is a modern day western, and it has that whole feel of a western kind of thing. And then it's all these redneck characters in Kentucky. You know, they marry their sisters and their cousins, and you know, it's like that, and they don't downplay that stuff. And it's got comedy in it. And it's got the serious side, you know, and it's just really well done. And then his girlfriend, Natalie Zia, she's gorgeous. So there you got that too. That's it. I don't know what else to say about Justified. So a good thing because we're running late. We each have 2 honorable mentions. Let's run through those.
All right. Oh, I've got 2.
I got 2.
All right. So my first honorable mention is a show that I was going to put on the list, but I was thinking about it. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't know if I wanted to, just because I don't know if it would hold up. And that is The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Will Smith, of course. I don't know the first 3 seasons of it.
Since the slap. I can't.
Yeah, that's another reason. It's like, I don't really want to rewatch it. I don't like Will Smith, so I'm still on the Will Smith boycott. Yes, it's petty, but yes, I fucking love Chris Rock. So I'm boycotting Will Smith until he gets an actual apology. That YouTube apology was garbage. Yeah, I liked the show when I was younger. I'm sure I'd still enjoy it now, but yeah, no Will Smith.
Do a Carlton for us right now. Do it.
That's the most you're getting. White men can't dance, and the whole street.
Right. Can't jump or dance. All right. My first surprised me from the 1960s that I didn't realize it was from then, but a Western called The Wild Wild West. Ooh. Starring Robert Conrad and Ross Martin. From 65 to 69 it ran. I watched it in the 70s on reruns. I loved this show so much. I remember it was on like 4:00 in the afternoon. We just got home from school basically. And I don't know, TV was out for some reason. Cable was down or the power was out and we couldn't watch it. So I was outside. Got a call. It's on. I ran into the house. We watched it in the basement. We had a den. We had a gate there that was often closed and locked to keep our dogs downstairs when we wanted that. And it was locked and I didn't see it because I was so excited. I ran downstairs, turned, I just flipped over and over into the room. I'll never just to watch this show that I love so much because I like Western so much. It was a fantasy Western, so it was like a Western, but it had like kind of like Star Trek-y kind of like fantasy kind of things. Like it had some weird shit in it. So, but it was great. I loved it. I'm not gonna go the storyline. The main character, Jim West, Robert Conrad. I love that guy. He was the guy. I don't know if you guys are, but older people out there watching, if we get any, the old commercial, put the battery on his shoulder, like got a chip on his shoulder, like knock it off. It was Duracell or something. It was super commercial. That was that guy. And his brother, I think, was William Conrad. Was Cannon. Remember Cannon? Anybody? Big fat detective that used to run down these athletes. At the end, he'd chase the guy to catch him. Now he is so big that I don't even know if he could walk a block, but he's running down these guys and he catches them, and they're like 20. That's how ridiculous shows were in my day. Barnaby Jones, he was like 85, and he'd also run down 85-year-old guy catching this young kid, tackling him like it's like what? That's what stuff I grew up with. All right, I'm done. You got another one?
What up? No? So for me, my honorable mention.
By the way, this
it's a Prime. It was on Prime. And again, just a topic that I really like. But it kind of a what if you will. The Man in the High Castle. I don't know if you guys have seen or heard of it.
I think I've heard
Rick,
of it.
I'm surprised a little bit. Basically, The Man in the High Castle is what if the Axis powers won World War II. That's the premise of the show. Japan has the West Coast, Nazi Germany's got the East Coast, and it's the show's all about the I guess the rebellion for like the what's still remaining in the U.S. kind of trying to figure out how to get the country back. And again, it's just a really cool kind of what if story of what the world would look like if the Axis powers won World War II. Really good show, really well acted. Rick, I think you'd like it. I think you should check it out.
I might. We'd all be Nazis if that happened. Never mind, the Japanese would have got run over after. There's no way they could have fought the Nazis.
Yeah, it was weird. The way that the agreement happened, where they split the country, it was weird. I don't really remember it much, but it's shot very, very well. Like cinematography is fantastic. But yeah, just a really, really, really good show. And again, a pretty cool kind of take on a what if.
I'll check it out, maybe. All right. Harry, got another one?
Yes, I do. I have a second honorable mention. I was considering doing a third as well, but the third show I was going to mention, never mind. Why did I even bring it up? I don't know. But the second honorable mention is a show that it is here in spirit, because I've only seen the first season, but I love it so much. I've not had time to watch the second onward season. I think there's like 9 seasons of this show. It's an 80s sitcom, which might surprise some people that I like this so much. Rick seems a little surprised that I like this. I own 1 season of it, season 8. I don't know why, but that show is Cheers.
Cheers. That's right. If I had to pick another honorable mention, it's probably Cheers. Great show.
Like I said, I've only watched the first season. Unfortunately, stuff has kept getting in the way of it. This is one of the last seasons. Ted Danson, he's on it. Woody Harrelson, I love Woody Harrelson.
That's where Woody Harrelson started. Yeah.
It was. I think it was season.
He plays Woody.
Yeah, he plays Woody Boy. Yeah. And,
Norman.
Yeah. I love that.
What's up, Norm?
Love Norm.
Blood alcohol level in 2 seconds.
How's life treating you, Norm? Like it caught me in bed with its wife. I love Norm.
One of my favorites. What's up? My nipples in a high wind, or I feel like a milk bone on a. No, I forget. Oh, I'm not gonna. I screwed that up.
What's going down, Norm?
My nipples in a high wind. I need that.
But yeah, I love Cheers. Like I said, I've only seen the first season, so I don't think I could have put it on the list just because I don't know if I'm gonna like the rest of the series, because it could be 1 good season and 8 bad ones. I doubt it.
No, but yeah, it changes through some characters change.
Yeah, I know Diane.
It's where Frasier comes from.
Yeah, because Kelsey Grammer, he's on fucking there. He is on the box set. Yeah, but I know he came from this. Obviously, Woody Harrelson. Diane left at some point. Coach
Yeah,
fucking
Ted
dies.
Danson,
prefer
that role
after-
made Ted Danson a superstar.
I actually prefer after Diane. I like Kirstie Alley, but I don't like Kirstie Alley,
Really?
who she became in her personal life. But I think her years were better than Diane. Yeah,
Oh, all right.
my opinion.
Well, you know, I've already suggested Game of Thrones to my best friend. It looks like I'm gonna have to say, never mind Game of Thrones. We're watching Cheers.
Yeah, check it out. No, definitely you should watch it if you like season 8 for sure.
No.
Yeah,
Season
no,
one's the one that
absolutely.
I've watched.
Fantastic.
I just own season 8
I
for some
saw
reason.
season 8. No, okay. Well, you saw season 1, you liked it. Yeah, watch
Yeah.
it. It's gonna get better.
Yeah. Like I said, stuff's just been coming up. And different stuff's been getting in the way.
Yeah,
Pushing Cheers back,
it's a great show. You like it a lot.
Yeah, it is.
But off the
funny.
first season, I love it. So that's why it's an honorable mention. I just love the first season so much.
No, that's a good honorable mention without a doubt.
Thank you.
All right, my next one is kind of changed. It's kind of it's about a serial killer. How's that? You guys know?
Dexter.
You got it. Dexter.
Wow.
Great show.
Dexter was
Surprise,
a great
motherfucker.
show. What a great show, though. I mean, guy's a serial killer, and you're rooting for him. Why?
Yeah,
Because
Because
he
he's
kills
killing other serial killers.
Yeah, no, he kills other serial killers. So bad guys, only bad guys. Mostly till but anyways, and you root for him. It's really interesting idea when it came out. Especially,
it really is.
Yeah,
but I love the line though that comes from that. Surprise, motherfucker.
Really, I don't remember that one for some
Yeah,
reason.
the black dude.
The black.
That's the only thing I know about Dexter is that he walks over, surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker.
That must be like in the first season that you're talking about, the guy he actually pinned shit on to get away from it. The black cop that was him and was told him too, I know it's you and I'm going to get you and all that kind of shit. And he ended up blaming all the shit that he was about to get caught for on that guy because he was a CSI guy. So he was able to plant shit and do shit and make it, point to that guy. Yeah, that's what happened. But a great show. One of those shows, though, the ending, the last episode, and some say the last season was horrible, and it just didn't make any sense. But it led to a spin-off.
New Blood, I think, right?
It went, called New Blood. And now, while I don't know if it's, can I give, if it's a spoiler, go away. In New Blood, are you guys going to watch it?
No, I'm not.
So at the end, Dexter finally does die, but his son takes over. Okay, so that's
that I knew,
now it's not this Dexter, so don't mistake it for this when you're looking for it.
It's not the metaverse, all right?
Okay? It's not that. It's definitely not the same stuff. So it revolves a lot about Dexter and his sister. That's his sister. They're adopted.
No, that's your.
They're adopted. Now she has the filthiest mouth on the planet. Just to say, she swears every second word is fuck. Just so be prepared for that. And the hottest girlfriend he had is her, Yvonne Strahovski. Season 7, season 6, 7, something like that. At the end, he had a couple of hot girlfriends. Julia Stiles, she was great in this. Yeah, and that's my second favorite of his girlfriends. His first one, where he married the one he married, Julie Benz, too mousy for me. I don't know, didn't like it. But great show. He's always, every season, he's after, new quarry, I guess. And then all the shit he has to try to, like, stay unknown, like, hide everything and all that shit. Eventually, it starts to catch up to him more and more. And he gets away from it, different things. And then eventually it really catches up. And it just, the way they ended it, disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
The last episode, for sure. I didn't mind the whole last season, but the last episode for sure was a bit of a problem. That's it. I'm taking too long here. I'm sorry. Favorite characters: Dexter, Sergeant Batista, and Hannah McKay. That's Yvonne Strahovski. That's it. Bye. Matt,
I'll throw one more in there, and mostly because I'm a big Anthony Hopkins nerd, and I also just, again, I love the character of Hannibal Lecter, but the show Hannibal, which is kind of a prequel to Manhunter, which is the prequel to Silence of the Lambs. I enjoyed it. Mads Mikkelsen is fantastic as Hannibal Lecter.
I tried that one. I couldn't get into it.
I still gotta finish the last season, but like I've seen all the movies, so, like I know where it's going. But also the actor that plays that detective, it's Hugh something, very very talented actor. But I can't remember his name, but very talented actor. But yeah, if you like Silence of the Lambs, or you
No, don't say that.
I like the origin story of that particular character.
I didn't get into it. So I mean, I like Silence of the Lambs. I didn't get into Hannibal. I tried it. I think I watched 2-3 episodes. Didn't catch me. Back when it came out too. So I don't know if that means anything. All right, I think we're coming to a close. Not too bad. 2 hours and 10 minutes later. Boy, we can talk about TV and movies, can't we? I love talking about TV
we
and
can.
movies.
Oh yeah.
I do. I love talking about entertainment. I don't just like sports. I like talking about TV and movies a lot.
If you guys enjoyed the video
Comedians too, we'll try, you guys keep loving this content, we'll definitely kind of delve into, the world of comedy and
we're gonna do all different kinds
of
things.
It'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And let us know that you guys like this stuff. Leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe to these two guys on the Talking Habs channel. Also, Don't Poke with Media. We've got some podcasts on there. I believe I link that in the description every stream anyways, but check out the podcast as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Top 5 favorite TV shows. Let us know what you think as well on that in the description, in the comments, not the description. No description for the chat. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Harris. All the links in the description from Harry, Rick, and Matt. I reversed that, but you guys can see by their names which one they are.
Now I'm insulted. You call me old and ugly.
But that means I'm calling Rick beautiful and handsome. Thank you guys for coming by. My name is Harris, and I am out. Love you guys. Bye.
Ciao, everybody. Hang on. What did I do wrong? Hit that out.